Well, everybody, welcome back to the Chat and Chill podcast. I'm your boy Firahs.
Joe MK.
And today we've got a special guest
that,
in
that
these
that that gap
quarantine
though.
podcast sessions. I know,
mm.
I was really thinking of what to say. Big shout out to Huey in the building.
mm. Shouts to Hugh.
I don't even know if you heard that shout out, but I got the silent treatment hard
Yeah.
still.
Why you gotta do me like that, man?
Man. Hey, Hugh, you got headphones? You sound quiet. I can just about hear you.
mm.
Yeah, I'm having this ongoing audio. Let me just 2 seconds.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Alright. So yeah, man, at Firahs TV, what you saying?
Oh, we're recording, innit? Yeah, I'm good, man. I was about to pull out the chicken in it. I'm good, man. Chilling in that. I wasn't expecting to have. I forgot we was recording for a second there. But no, I'm good, man. Obviously, been chilling, working in the studio, creating some music. I got a new single
Jeez.
called Yangala Center. You know what I'm saying? Coming out real soon. Shout out to my
Okay.
UGs. I guess before we carry on, got a shout out to Original Heritage. Wearing their hats
Ah.
right now. I got another hat over there, but I can't bother to pick it up. But anyways, yeah, Original Heritage. They do cultured hats, Africa and all that shit.
Yeah.
Go represent your country, or you can represent the continent, like my hat here. Obviously, if you're on the streaming services, you're not able to see the hat, but it's gold and black with like the African continent in the middle.
Okay.
You can get them in suede, real leather, non-leather, pretty much any material you pretty much want in a hat. So go grab one of those. £20 a piece, pretty cheap. Yeah, man. What you been up to, Joe? What you been saying?
I'm good, man. You know, business as usual. I don't really, it is what it is, isn't it? You know
It's
what I mean?
quarantine, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
gave
quarantine,
myself
isn't
a
it?
little trim on the edge of the beard, crispy beard trim, looking nice. But other than that, man, I ain't got no news, man.
What? No shape up, no.
Shape, man. Look at my bruv. It's just natural, man. Look at that. Well, come on, man. Come on. Obviously, I got a little. Yeah, this side has got a little flicking out, but that's minor, innit? Look, bruv. Clean, man. Naturally clean, bro. Come on.
Nah, man. Don't get too low.
I take off your hat then. Take.
Alright, listen. I had to cut my hair off for quarantine to get
Ah!
these. My hair's back though. My hair's grown back though. I just need to shape it up though. I need to shape it up though.
Oh Lord. Okay, I see.
I need to cut it. I need to do the shape up now because it's just growing back.
I
It's
see.
not exactly bold.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Hugh, man, how you been in that during this quarantine?
Yeah, I've been alright. Well, it's not. But yeah,
What, Joe, you hearing it?
I thought you were hearing it. It's coming out quiet on mine.
alright. Yeah. The audio goes on and off, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear
Yeah, I
now.
can
Yeah.
hear you.
All right. I'll try not to talk too much at a time, but basically, yeah, I'm all right. Just catching up with my own things. I do like, just trying to build my own online business, and apart from that, just contact friends, family, see how they're doing. Nothing else really.
Yeah,
And
I remember you was talking about your online business. Why don't you tell us a bit more about what it is and what you do with that? Because that's quite interesting. Because not a lot of people, are able to do business online, and also especially with this quarantine, it might be something that people might want to get involved with. So what is it that you do for in terms of online business and
well, like I do a couple of projects. I mean, firstly, I'm, just doing some e-commerce thing right now, expanding globally, trying to see, who wants to get involved, just marketing services that people use every day.
that?
It's very important that people find different streams of income, especially income in which where, you don't just get paid, once for what you do, but you get paid time and time again, so you can get monthly commissions. That way,
Yeah,
people don't have
yeah,
to worry so much about they don't have to worry so much about the check coming in, because even if they did some work 1 month and maybe the next month ain't too smooth, they'll still getting paid for what they did last month.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's the future. I mean, if you've ever heard of like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, he always talks about how you got to have different streams of income, and how Warren Buffett always says that if you work if you work well, what did he say? He basically, if you work for money, like if you work where you do something once and you get paid once, you'll be making money on, well, you'll be working until you're dead. I forgot exactly what he said, but basically Warren Buffett was trying to say something along the lines of, um, you need, if you don't, yeah, I remember now. He said, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you'll be working for the rest of your life. And most people don't
Yeah.
want to do that because, everybody's got commitments like friends, family. They want to, look after people. They want to travel the world. You can't do any of them things if you're always at a job. And jobs are fine,
Yeah.
but considering in this quarantine where I was working in retail and then I was doing my online projects, but then obviously the retail job, it's like I'm on fellow, so it's shut down until the things
Until further notice, yeah.
until it's back up. But basically, I work in retail, and it's like one of those places where it's kind of hard to like do the 2 meter distance thing, because you got to tend to adult customers, you got to tend to kids. So, and kids don't care about germs, so it's going to be interesting to see how that sets up. So I mean, we're just taking it little by little on the job front, but lots of people, what is it, like 1 million people here losing their jobs, and in other countries it's way worse, and then more people are on furlough, more people can't even get work. And even the
Yeah.
people that do have jobs, some of them, they don't have the jobs where they can do it at home. Like, did you see the Boris speech yesterday?
No, I only
Yeah,
caught up
yeah,
to it
yeah.
on Twitter.
It was at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched
I
it.
saw it. I saw it on YouTube. Basically, Boris was like, "Well, if you're working in construction, like you can, if you have to leave, then leave if you can." I'm like, "Well, construction workers don't really have a choice." And also, he was talking about how they got to make sure that everybody stays 2 meters apart, but they're going to restrict public transport. But if you're going to restrict public transport, that's going to be more demand for public transport. So more people, if you're going to restrict public transport, wouldn't more people have to get on the few tubes or the few buses that are there?
Yeah, yeah,
It don't make
Yeah.
sense. It doesn't make sense. More people have no choice. So
And
like
you know
either
there's a limit as well on buses and that.
mm, yeah, exactly. Okay, so exactly, if there's a limit on buses, then that's a lot of people going to be late, or unless they have to plan like an hour or two ahead. Like there's a lot of people gonna be late for work, but I don't know. It's everyone's got their own sacrifices. I'm just happy that I'm healthy and that I don't have to deal with the corona and that I don't have to deal
Yeah.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like a lot of people in this country in the UK, I don't even know what the figures are. Like you have to double check every hour. It's like
Mm.
Yeah.
increasing. I'm not laughing at the fact that people are dying. I'm laughing at the fact that even if you're following up with it, it's kind of hard to keep up. Like,
Yeah, I was only
what was
following
it?
it
I
for
have
like
to
the
double.
first
Do you
week
know
after
what the
the
figures are right now?
I
Okay.
used this one tracker. Actually, I still have it open on my tabs, so I could pull that up right now.
I mean, you can Google it. You can check on Vodometer as well.
Yeah, that's the one, odometer, yeah. Um,
Let
okay.
me, let me just check as well.
So,
Yeah, what's the results, guys? This is munching, fam.
total such a total cases 223,000. Total deaths 32,065 so far. Um,
Okay.
Checking yesterday's.
You know,
Okay, so new cases
what was this
yesterday
topic?
was 3,923. Deaths was 268. This was oh, obviously for people who are watching, they don't know what day I'm even talking about. That was the 10th. I'm reading the stats from the 10th of May.
Oh yeah, 'cause this ain't gonna be up today, is it?
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's very interesting about
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's
this whole
coming up
corona.
about the same. It's saying like 32,000 people have died.
Yep.
Like 32,065 people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you know what? We're still outside. We don't even care. It's sad.
Yeah, I barely leave the house though.
Like
I only
Croydon's
leave to
packed.
go shopping in it. I haven't had no one over. I haven't had no one over.
How is Croydon
I
I'm
packed
haven't
trying to
had no
if
one
follow
at
the
my house.
rules.
things aren't open? That doesn't make any sense.
Wow, everything's
What are
open,
they
man.
what are they going for? I mean,
I don't
I
know,
mean, they're just
man.
outside chilling.
just chilling, you know. Alright, sensible. That's you,
I
man,
just
innit?
Yeah, I
I
mean, when
mean,
you go outside,
I used to see people. I used to walk up to the local parks, and I used to see people like just chilling in the nice wind. I'm like, y'all know y'all know there's like a disease going out there. They ain't chilling. I ain't never seen this.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't mean like I had never seen this. Like like I honestly thought that like people of different cultures or people of different some people would be more cautious than others, but black people chilling, white people chilling. I see white people
yeah.
like just chilling on the parks. I'm like, I thought they'd be the most cautious. Like, but no, I'm wrong.
oh
Like,
nah,
cause I live.
Shoreditch is lit, man. I was telling Sharif this what was it like a week, two, 1 or 2
Yeah.
into the official lockdown?
Mm.
Must have had a job to do in Shoreditch, and obviously I was walking through, and wow, that place is jumping. The parks
Right.
jumping, the streets jumping. So
Yeah.
I
And you know what it is?
remember, I remember, I remember like the first few days of quarantine, like, you know, when they were sending them letters, they were sending the
yes,
letters to like every home. They were like, you gotta
my
stay
letter
home.
only came in
Everybody's
like
staying
2 days
home.
ago.
Everyone was like going shopping.
My letter only came in
Everyone
two
was
days
going
ago. So
shopping like it was the last time they were going shopping.
Yeah.
yeah, that's another
You
thing.
saw
That was
people,
hilarious.
you saw queues for miles. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
People
But
literally thought,
I used to go to bad shops just for bands. I used to go to like Poundland. I see everything. Do you remember them days where you would go to the shops and like there was no eggs, there was no toilet paper, there was no pasta? Those are
yeah.
like pasta was like pasta was like the most the most wanted thing. Oh well.
It's mad though, because now when you go shopping, everything's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff there now because it's quieting down.
Wow.
Some people are
Everybody finally understands that toilet roll will always be there
Mm,
and pasta will always be there.
mm.
I think at first people forgot food was not going to run away.
It's just
But
it's how people react to it. You know what I mean?
yeah. What else do you do, Hugh? Anything else you get up to? Like any?
not too much. I mean, I read a bit. I go on walks very occasionally, and yeah, I
Mm,
just work on my online projects or my online
yeah,
business. But I'm just
yeah.
the one thing that I'm really interested in right now, outside of my professional stuff, the one thing I'm really interested in right now is how the mood has changed. It's like a lot of people. It's not just the disease that people are focused on. It's the
Mm,
fact that I go on a lot of YouTube channels and people are talking about the economic ramifications of what's going on, like all them businesses that shut down,
mm,
all the people that are losing their jobs,
Mm.
even the
yeah.
people that are even the people that get like loans, like it's different because it depends on who the person is. Some people, they're getting more money from government assistance than they were previously. They're chilling. They're just at home. Like, did you ever hear them cases of people that they get more money from government assistance than, but those are the people that were really poor.
Yeah.
So that's how bad it is, like when they're working hard for money, but the government checks are bigger. But a lot of people that had decent jobs or decent businesses,
Yeah.
they're losing money because
Mm.
they relied too much on those, singular sources of income. And then you'll have a lot of billion dollar
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
businesses. You have a lot of billion dollar businesses that are like, oh, we need loans, we need bailouts. I'm like, but you've got billions of dollars. How you've got people being told, people who work for themselves or who work for a boss, they're being
Yeah.
told, oh, you gotta save money, live paycheck to paycheck. But billion dollar companies are telling the governments, we need money, bail us out. It's not
Yeah, I
supposed to
know.
make sense.
Nobody wants to take a loss though, innit? So that's just how they're reacting. It's the same issue we have like with football clubs because you
I
had
mean,
a couple of
they still
teams
have their
basically
people
being
to
like,
pay,
"Yo,
innit?
government."
They still have their
Yeah.
peoples to pay,
So, but a
but
lot
they
of
have no income. So it's like,
yeah, but that was the big argument.
yeah.
Football clubs are owned by like billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And even them man were like, nah, we ain't even trying to pay. You know what I'm saying? Let me take the loan real quick, get the government. They were being so lazy, so lazy. There was a big outburn when Liverpool, I think it was Liverpool and Tottenham, they came out and were like, nah, we don't really want to pay our peoples. Let's get the government to kind of like deal with it. And then all the fans and shit like literally came together and started marching and absolutely bullying the club down to the point where they then had to do a U-turn and be like, okay, cool, we'll pay your full salary instead. Um, Bearing in mind they ain't making no money, but some clubs just have to let they're doing it for the community. But then again, those type of clubs are worth like upwards to like 600, 900 million anyway. So they're like, yeah, you lot can survive a couple of months. Um, but yeah, I think it's interesting how big businesses are kind of like trying to tackle the payments of their employees because a lot of them are just going by sacking people. Like a lot of them are going, okay, cool. We'll pay this month after like a few months because even most recently, I know a girl that got sacked like 2 weeks ago from a job. I mean, they had her at the beginning, it was all fine, but then as soon as they're not making the money now, they're like, you know what, we might as well just sack them rather than keeping them here. We can always rehire when it's back to normal, I guess, is what people are thinking as well. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how they're moving. Interesting move. But yeah, man. Hey, Joe, so what topic are we going into, G? Where do you want to start?
Um. Well, since we're already on the topic of lockdown, might as well talk about what your views are on Boris's speech and that. I mean,
For Boris Johnson, yeah?
yeah, man. How do you feel about
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
plan? About the new
Sure.
slogan?
Yeah. Gareth, you want to go
Oh,
first?
yep. Yeah, I mean, what I kind of got from it is I believe he wants to get back to normal basically as soon as possible.
Of course.
He's talking about keeping the lockdown for this month. Starting from Wednesday, I believe it was. I think Hugh mentioned it anyways, but if you gotta go to work and you can't do it at home, go to work. What we've been doing, Ace, though, I don't honestly. I feel like Boris Johnson looked at it and went, "Okay, look, everybody's pretty much going outside anyways.
Let's just make
So let me just make it. Let me just make it look like I'm creating a new rule. So if you can't go outside and you can't do work at home, then yeah, just go to work. People are doing that anyway. Like people that were shooting videos, doing photography. It's almost like the people that are like YouTubers or medias who were going outside anyways and just shooting videos. You had artists still going to the studio making music. He almost
Yeah.
just said, you know what, you guys were doing it anyway, but I'm gonna tell you can do it now. It's like he wants to still act like he's in charge when he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So And then, so he basically just gave us lockdown for 3 weeks with basically the same methods that was going on for the previous
Already.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's basically all I
No, but
really got. Yeah, that's
my
really
favorite
what.
bit was
And
when
he
he
had like
said,
this kind of like corona.
"Oh yeah, sorry to interrupt." But yeah, with the my favorite bit was when he was like, "From now on, we're gonna be tighter on it, and when there are lower numbers, we're gonna start quarantining the people that are coming in from abroad." And I'm thinking, bro, why did you do that from the beginning? Why?
I lied.
Why? We out here at home. We out here at home. You're telling me you got people from other countries.
Yeah, he was buzzing with that, you know.
We're
Like
not,
the way he said it was
no
that,
tests, no tests, no checks, nothing, no tests.
yeah,
I'm like, what was the point? And then the representatives, when the journalists asked the representatives, because the PM had corona himself, so he
yeah,
wasn't always there. They'd ask the representatives. Representatives was saying, well, we already have the corona anyway. Well, yes, but we're trying to control it. Why are we bringing people who are unchecked, untested into the? They were doing that. They were doing that before. They were doing that in February. They were doing that in January when they
yeah.
were bringing people from China to, like, what was it? I might be wrong, but Liverpool or somewhere. They were bringing them back to the UK from China. I was like, fam, they have the corona. Why are you bringing them here? Like, make sure that they're treated there and that they're taken care of there, even if resources have to come from the UK to China, or maybe not. Maybe basically the safest way to make sure that the people that are our citizens are taken care of in China instead of them automatically being sent back here. That was the stupid mistake. And then, oh God. And then I think as Sheriff was about to say that rating, I can't unsee it. The second I saw the Nando's memes, it was game over.
They look like the Nando's meter from. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was, like,
The second I couldn't take that rating seriously, the second I saw that it was exactly like
the Nando's one, isn't it?
almost like
How do
he
you want your
planned it.
fucking? How do you want your chicken, fam? Medium content, listen. That shit
I
was
feel like
mad,
Lemon and herb.
I feel like Boris is trolling us. I feel like he's trolling us. Like that rating looked exactly like Nando's hot scale.
Can you imagine like one of the teams from the government was like, oh, I go Nando's a lot because obviously they create. He was like, he or she must have sat there and go, oh wait, Nando's one looks pretty good to you. Let me just try edit that in.
Yeah.
Let me make that the coronavirus meter because obviously Boris ain't creating a video.
Yeah.
But, no, that's hilarious, man. That stuff is hilarious. But you know what?
Yeah.
Now go.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, like, apparently, like, there are 5 levels and we're in level 4. Level
Yeah.
5 means the NHS are screwed. There's nothing we can do. It's gonna get, they can't control it. But we're supposed to be at level 4, somewhere in between level 4, level 3, and then things are not gonna go back to normal until we're at level 1. So I'm just praying for level 1.
I mean, I guess at level 2 we would kind of get back to normal. But the problem I'm having is I feel like when we was on lockdown, people felt bad if they went out or wasn't trying to be so obvious on social media. I was just somewhere, but before it was like, let's not get caught going outside. Yeah. Now it's kind of like, okay, well, it doesn't matter if I go out now. So aren't more people gonna go out now? Is what I'm thinking.
Definitely.
It depends to do what though.
Where I live,
like things are still
where I live,
closed.
People were already driving.
Yeah, but the roads are packed. Like the cars, there's bad cars about that. People can just go visit their brethren.
I mean,
go to the park.
Yeah.
They're even talking about you can exercise more than twice a day now. They're saying go exercise in the morning, you can go back out at night. Before it was just once a day and people were sticking to it. Now they're talking about making it twice a day. So they're almost saying, bro, just stay outside, man. Like, what? I think they should just stick to the same lockdown principles. Make people feel bad if they go into the studio. or wherever.
Ah,
Let
yeah.
them.
So what
If
you're
they're
saying?
breaking the rules, at
So what
least
you're
let them
saying,
think
Firahs
they are.
TV?
Yeah, but because if they're breaking the rules, at least let them feel like they're breaking the rules, because then they're not gonna be like out and about like
I
that.
said
But
a
if
lot.
they're now thinking it's okay, psychologically, nobody's gonna. Joe, we're saying internet connection's unstable, my guy.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on right there. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. I'm on 4G as well, man. That's not
Yeah,
supposed to be
it
happening
happens. It happens.
on me.
That
Uh,
happens to us all.
You're
Sometimes I
you're
do
right,
online
Hal.
meetings and then the Wi-Fi cuts out or the data cuts out. We do the best we
Yeah.
can. We do the best we can. But imagine being the guy that created Zoom. Imagine he must be rolling in it.
I mean, yeah, I had
Yeah.
to
He
start a
must be
subscription
raking it
last
in,
week.
fam.
Like, he's getting my money too.
Imagine if you invested in that company. You just put like a few thousand quid in Zoom, boom, turn into 10 grand, 100 grand.
Mad.
Um,
Well,
and then
Yeah,
Facebook
bro.
trying it. They're trying to
When
do
do
their
you
own
guys
little
think?
Zoom.
Yeah, but
Think of
no one's
what?
really gonna use Facebook for it.
Yeah, because like Zoom, you can have
People
hundreds,
look.
if not thousands, of people on a call.
mm,
Zoom, you can have
Yeah.
thousands of people on the call. Facebook, what they're trying to do, they're trying to do something whereas like 50 people max. Ain't nobody gonna be doing 50 people max. People are trying to like have conferences.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
With all different departments in one bloody cool. No, you man a bad side though, fam.
Sharif, your thing is the one that's bugging, actually.
Is it?
Yeah,
What's it doing?
it says your bandwidth is low.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
It's not like moving weird for me though.
Yeah, because I can see Hugh completely fine. It's you that's bugging out, man.
Am I still bugged out?
what about like the simpler
Yeah,
things in
your
real
signal's on
life?
red, mate.
Like, it's like
Really?
what was it? They the pubs are no, but it's weird though, because obviously the supermarkets,
Yeah,
anywhere where there's people, you
yeah,
could catch the virus.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like supermarkets are open,
hmm
uh certain restaurants are open, but only for takeaway only,
Yep,
but not the hardware stores, not the IKEAs, not them type of stores, not the DIY stores,
yep,
not the B&Q stores, not the other places, not the offices, but supermarkets because people need to get their food. But
yeah,
really, anywhere where there's people, you could get the virus.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, we need food, but at the same time, people could still get the virus. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, people could have still, I don't know. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. And at the same time, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to when the pubs are back open. Like I didn't even go to pubs that often, but when they shut the whole place down, you kind of miss it. It's like I remember going to Weatherspoons, and I think it was like the
Good old
last time.
Weatherspoons.
It was the last. That was like when was it? Like March or something. It was like
Yeah,
the
it
Yeah.
was
last
March.
time you
Yeah.
could be in the spoons, and then all these people were trying to go clubbing, and I was thinking, F it, I'm gonna go. This is the last time we gonna do it. But here's the thing.
Yep.
Like I won't say exactly where I live. I don't know why, just in case. But like basically, obviously we live in London, but like basically where it was they weren't even supposed to keep it open, but like they kept it open till like 9 p.m. And you had
Okay.
all these like university kids, all these like white kids,
Yeah.
19, 20 years old. They don't even watch the news. They'd
Yeah.
be like, why is Spoons closing at 9 p.m.? And everyone's like, because of the virus. It's like, oh, forget the virus. And then people were still going about their business. This was like in March though.
Fair
But
To
then
enough.
be
that was the
fair, the
last
kids don't
time
care
any
about
of
the
them things
virus.
were open. No, but I really think that they should just open everything back up by the end of May. Otherwise, so that the summer, everybody's gonna want to do things in the summer. Like obviously, maybe not those big festivals that they do every summer. All
Yeah.
of them are cancelled. It's
I mean,
not like
yeah,
you can go
even
to
Carnival's
Shoreditch or
cancelled. Like,
Brixton
Yeah,
or
but if
Reading
you
or
open up
Carnival.
everything,
Yeah,
you're not social
Carnival's cancelled.
distancing, though, are you?
Carnival's cancelled. I've never been to Carnival, not once. I've always wanted to
ah,
go, but
I've only been once.
every year, something getting away. Either I got to do a business thing, or I used to be at school, or I used to be at uni, and I'd have to do something for an exam or for a dissertation.
Jeez,
Every
man's
year, I
got to
always want
find
to go
niggas
to
to join the
Notting
team,
Hill,
man.
but I never do it.
Or
This
virus broke
year,
out because someone decided to
coronavirus.
eat
So
that.
maybe next year I might go to Carnival. Have you? What's the best thing you like to do when you go to Notting Hill Carnival?
I mean,
Or do you
the
prefer
first and last time I ever went there was when I was 13 years old on my birthday. So,
Oh,
you
you
know,
haven't been there in years. Okay.
no.
I
Nah.
remember. No, but like I remember, I've had conversations with people. They go to Carnival over the last few years. There's
Yeah.
a lot of dancing. There's a lot of drinking.
Yeah,
There's
I
all
mean, it's
the
just an excuse to
and
get
the
drunk,
police
really.
officers. Supposedly, the police officers are chill. Like the police
Yeah,
officers be
Yeah,
joining
they
in.
generally are. Yeah.
yeah, they're
The
joining,
police
yeah.
officers.
They'll be
It's like
whining on things and that. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
exactly like police officers trying to get some as well. I'm like, damn, this is the
Hold
place
on,
to be.
G. It's the only time that the police officers are actually rated. The one time that black
Uh,
people don't hate police officers is literally Carnival. Like that's not the
yeah.
only time.
Yeah.
Like apart from that, it
No, but
seems to
like
always be.
I do respect the police. It's like UK police, they're calm. It's not like in other countries. UK police are calm.
Oh yeah,
Like
if you go to other countries, you
Nah.
can't even complain about
you can't we can't
Sharif ain't
complain
police.
about UK police. UK police are
They
stand like
still
Hey Sharif, you
they
gotta relax though. Hey,
they
have you ever
they.
experienced the police in UG though?
Fam, why you gotta bring up UG police? What
That's
you say
another
the same
country
thing
you've been
about
to. No, but
America?
that's another country you've been to though. That's what I'm saying.
Fam, I lived in Sweden. I've lived in Uganda. What the hell? No, I haven't lived in Uganda, but I visited
Yeah,
Uganda.
yeah, yeah. That was a bit strong. That was a bit too strong still.
But what's your point?
No, I'm saying if you're comparing, if you say corruption levels of police,
Yeah, but
like
every police in every country has
of
some form
course,
of corruption. So what's your
some
point?
some more than others.
No, because there's good people in every department. What I'm saying is, like, in terms of just
What are you saying right now?
using your power or thinking you have some form of, like even in the whole, like, because obviously remember I got stopped and searched because apparently I fit the description of black male puffer jacket.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
It's
yeah.
not even unfortunate. It's just dumb. When you tell them
Yeah.
I ain't done nothing, they don't even believe you. They tell you to shut the fuck up, and then they start trying to arrest you on some anything you may say, maybe using court, and I'm just there like that. It's not even me. And then 2 days later, they start apologizing for getting it wrong. But listen, the police officers in this country, it's pretty
Yeah,
much like any other country in the world. If if they stereotype you, right?
yeah.
There's just no respect levels there. You heard recently, I don't know if you lot heard, but there was this guy from Love Island
All right, cool.
who he was on a police force. He was getting racially abused by his own colleagues because he's
Oh,
black.
bad.
You get me? They were calling him gorilla and all sorts. So to sit there and go, oh yeah, because nothing's happened to you. Of course, yeah, you're gonna sit there and say it's cool.
That's true.
But
I'll take that. Yeah.
No, but like
I got thrown into a
everyone
cell
I've been
for
stopped and searched
24
like two
hours
or
for
three.
something I didn't do. I was
Yeah.
in the cell
Yeah.
sleeping for 24 hours, something I had nothing to do with, fam. Nothing.
Yeah,
And all
that ain't
I get
happened to
is,
me.
oh, I'm so sorry, bro. Like for wasting your time, bro. Like you mean
All right,
you're
cool, cool.
so
I'll take the L on that one then. I'll take the L.
you
I'll
get
take
me? When
That's
I'm telling them I
horrible.
didn't do nothing, they're looking at me like I'm chatting shit. They're like, oh no, you got caught now, bro. I'm thinking, right, it's because I'm black. Like, listen, your description was black male, black puffer jacket. Okay. What? Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like people that have jobs are like in the government or in the police force,
Mm.
they just they it's almost like a lot of them love having that little bit of authority or power over minorities.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, which is a bit strange to me. And obviously, if you think about the police force or even the government, those type of jobs are very much, people of the older generation in terms of their mindset. Like, white people are predominantly meant to be better than the rest, which is why they're predominantly white people in there. A lot of them still having that very old school way of thinking. I mean, to
Mm.
call a black man, your own colleague, a gorilla, like, oh my God, you run like a gorilla. Like, that's just so, like, to even think that
That's
still
the
works
that's
in 2020.
yeah.
In 2020, to think that's banter, that's just weird, Because if a white
That's
guy
dead
went,
bars
but you're a
still.
gorilla, I'd be like, huh? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think, and obviously, I
Yeah.
remember one time when Boris Johnson came out and said, that he was so afraid of black people that he had to go the opposite direction because he wasn't sure of his safety. Like, just things like that to be thinking in 2020. That's the thing. You weren't even in fucking Brixton, mate. You're in central London. You're crying over a few black people that you saw walking down with a family. Like, can you imagine? I'm walking down, my mom, my brother, my sister, and
Yeah.
Boris Johnson crosses the road because he's worried for his safety. I'm looking at it like, what? What? Is my mom carrying a knife? I'm carrying a gun, and my brother got the fist. Like, what are you thinking? Like, I don't know, but
Oh, because he heard your bullet, kid,
I don't
innit?
know, man. But
I'm kidding, man.
I
I'm
don't
kidding.
know. I just think I just that's ability. What in the streets? But that's just I don't know. I find the whole thing very that, what are you saying, Hugh? I can't even hear.
Biased, racially biased or culturally biased. But that 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 does happen. But I don't worry too much about it. I mean, yeah, I've never been arrested. I've been stopped and searched a couple of times, like most black men have in this country. But I never
Really,
had to.
you?
I can say I've never been stopped and
I
searched,
can't
man.
even imagine you being arrested. You're a good boy, What?
Never, never been. I've never been arrested, but I've been stopped before. Like,
Really?
like one time it was like, I was walking with this Asian guy. We were like 15 years old, and they were like, we've had some carjackings, and
Carjackings, Do you
we
did you happen to steal this Vauxhall the other day?
and it
Uh,
was like at my house. I was just chilling, and it was like Mufti Day, or what the hell it was. And they were like, "Shouldn't you be in school?" I'm like, "Nah, it's Mufti Day. What are you talking about?" And then one other time, I've forgotten what it was about. But like, yeah, for like 3 times. But it was nothing major. Like they would try and
uh,
pat me down. They'd leave. They couldn't do nothing. So, but I've never been arrested. No.
Yeah.
There's people with racial biases and cultural biases in literally every sphere, every type of organization. There's even black people that be hating on black people. So there's like I can't really like I'm Nigerian, for instance. I've had black people prejudge me because they find out I'm Nigerian because of one thing or another. And I'm like it's not when white people do it, it's like I don't really care. But when black people do it, it annoys me. I'm like, wow. It's like you really you really go there. It's like sometimes you can have discrimination from people who are also black or whatever. It comes in many different shape or forms.
Yeah. No, black people are very good at black on black hate. To be fair, can't even lie. We're very good at that. Which is interesting that you brought it up because obviously, as a Nigerian, I always feel like they go through it a bit more than most others. They have like a lot of like they they use you, they rob you, they tease, whatever type of stigma. Why do you think that?
Have I don't know if we deal with it more than other
Because
Africans.
experience for me to be like, yeah, that's fat.
I don't know. I don't know if we deal with it more than other Africans or other black people, but what I normally hear, sometimes it's directed at me, but sometimes I hear of it. It's like, you know, them black girls that be like, oh, I dated a Nigerian, they're all cheats and lies. I'm like, you dated one. There were like 220 million of us. What are you talking about? Or
Yeah.
some like things like that, or other things where it's like there's a Jamaican or a Ghanaian and they're a white person thinking they're Nigerian and they're like, oh, you shouldn't say that. That's an insult. I'm like, what are you talking about? Some people try and be like, some people try and think that their culture is better than other black cultures, but people have to understand that you know, it doesn't benefit the black community if you're dissing one part of the black community for yourself, or like, and besides, like, some people don't even know the difference between, some people outside the black race don't understand the difference between one or the other. They just see black people hating on black people. So that's just another way that it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. But anyway, back to the lockdown thing. Um, yeah, the
She's
police are
bringing us
calm.
back. Yeah.
I haven't seen the police in my area go out of their way to arrest anybody. Like, they literally just patrolling just to see if everybody's safe. Nobody's really doing much. Like, the police are just looking out for people. I haven't seen the police do anything to like go out of their way to like hassle anybody since this thing. But then what's interesting though is like, ever since this lockdown happened, more people are going to want to go into business. I've had a lot more people try and tell me about the benefits of like cryptocurrency. I don't know anything about cryptocurrency, like, and just other ways that you can make money with an app or online. I mean, I'm trying to build an online business and something else, but
Well, what business
like,
are you looking to build? What's your team? We have to go to full on details, but what is it that you plan to do?
I mean, I won't give too much details, but like, just I just provide services that they need and use every day. And the whole point of the system and the whole point of the business is that I can help other people generate income, basically make money while they sleep, like passive income, residual income, so that people don't have to worry about relying every month. Because obviously, what about days where it's hard, like the days where you have to pay a lot of bills, you've already spent your money. Like, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, but like in this society, a lot of people lost there's there's no choice. Like, you have to be looking at ways to figuratively make money when you sleep, so that you do something once, get paid again and again. That's what I'm trying to do, and I want to build something where I can help lots of people do that. It's very simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, people try different things. I also tried a bit of podcasting a few years back. So I can do some, because I feel like after this down, there's going to be huge ramifications, health ramifications, economic ramifications, political ramifications. Like, some people are going to be like, loving Boris and his government more and more. Some people are going to be blaming the government for all these deaths, saying, oh, this is the number, might this number have population density, about population density and the percentage of people that actually have the virus and died from it versus the amount of people in a specific country. Like, like or people you, but what them nations where they don't have as much resources than us, they could actually have a higher percentage of people dying, but they just have smaller numbers, if that makes sense. I don't know the details of the other countries, but it could be a possibility that even though we have the highest in pure numbers in Europe in terms of corona deaths, we might not have the population or some countries the resources. People always message. So you'll have Keir Starmer or whatever his name is from Labour. Honest to God, I blinked and then they kicked out Corbyn. I didn't even see it coming. I was like, but yeah, with the new guy who's,
Yeah, Corbyn got sacked quick, fam. I didn't even clock that. I didn't even realize he was gone to like a few weeks ago.
You got
Because I was
sacked?
hearing, well, define sacked. He just got kicked out from.
Swear up. What? Since when?
See, what I'm saying? I didn't know.
I didn't even know myself. Yeah.
I knew people were hating on him over a few comments
Two
he made.
elections, like he lost two general elections. Theresa May had like an open goal election, and Labour missed, and it all spiraled back to like the very first days of Corbyn being in charge of the Labour Party. Like, you do know that, like, are either of you Labour supporters?
Yeah, to an extent.
I'm not a.
To an extent, okay, you supported in the past.
I'm just whatever.
But
yeah,
like,
I mean, I support Labour, but I never liked Corbyn, so I didn't care. I didn't really care
that's
about
fine.
him.
That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter if you like him. It doesn't matter if you don't like him. But you have to agree, Labour were stabbing him in the back from like day one.
Oh yeah, facts.
Like,
everybody else will come out in an interview and literally sound like they weren't even on his side anyway. It'll be weird.
Yeah.
Like he'll be over here, and the rest of the team will be like over here, and it's almost like fighting each other. It's crazy.
Oh my god, there were like two major examples of this. One, when he was I don't know whether it was when he was getting elected or whether something was happening. I think it was when he was getting re-elected, because he got elected and then they were trying to kick him out and replace him with this Welsh bloke. And this Welsh bloke weren't even known to his own constituents, let alone the national sphere. But they thought he was prolific enough to get rid of Corbyn. It doesn't matter if Corbyn is liked or not. Corbyn was influential, especially with the young people. All them students all them student loans.
I'm not having that. That's why I didn't even like him, because of the way
people.
I just felt like he was trying too hard to win votes from people that didn't care about politics. Nothing wrong with that, because he was tackling into a new field. You gotta remember, Labour is pretty much supported by the poor, and the majority of the poor don't vote, i.e. our generation specifically don't vote for shit, which is why he was going to, like, you know, all of these festivals all over the country and getting Stormzy.
All the protests as well. All the protests.
Yeah, like he had like the whole rap scene pretty much bigging up. Remember, Stormzy did like a whole thing for Corbyn.
Oh yeah.
Like, but in my head, I was like, yeah, I can see Corbyn. Corbyn knows he's not going to win, so he's thinking, let me go and get all of these people that don't care about politics, act like Stormzy and Skepta's my best friend, and try to win the votes that way. But it's like...
Tony Blair was doing something similar, though. He had, like, Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, all them people were voting for him.
But you see the difference between Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne? They weren't Skepta and Stormzy. He wasn't trying to tackle into the urban scene, should I say? Because let's be honest, black people don't vote. The more we talk about it,
people vote.
Some, but let's just be honest. 75% of the black community ain't voting. That's
a big number. Sure.
Yeah, because listen, most African parents, most African Caribbean parents, I would even put kids in there, we just don't care enough. See, African people didn't come here to care about labor. They just came here to make money and take it home or give their kids a better life. They're not here for all of that other stuff. They don't even care. Like, I've never seen my mum, my dad, my whole fucking Ugandan community sit there and talk to me about politics. Never.
And if it is, it's about the politics back in UG.
No, it's not even.
Oh yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. I need to say it, otherwise I'll forget. You know, like the Labour Party, the Parliamentary Labour Party. So Corbyn was elected, then they tried to kick him out. So they did a re-election. Remember that? And it was him versus this Welsh. And you had all these brand new people. Most of them, like you said, they were poor, trying to come in, and they got like 200,000 new people or something like that. I forgot the number. Lots of people signing up to be a part of the Labour Party. This is what the Parliamentary Labour Party did. They raised the entrance fee from £3 to £24. Remember that?
I didn't even know that, so I didn't brain it.
They raised it from £3 to £24.
Right, they were really trying to get rid of Corbyn. That's jokes.
They raised it.
Mad.
That was years ago. I was like, that was the most Tory thing Labour have ever done. Like, I didn't even
Yeah.
I was gobsmacked. When I saw that, I was like, wow. And then then you had Sadiq Khan, who was like, oh, I don't think Corbyn's electable. And I'm thinking, Corbyn backed you, Sadiq Khan. You remember Brexit. People
Yeah.
like David Cameron and Zach Goldsmith, who was Sadiq Khan's rival. Zach Goldsmith was like, um, Sadiq Khan is a quote unquote terrorist sympathizer, trying to make people double take on whether they should vote in a brother of Pakistani origin, working class Pakistani origin,
Mm.
into the mayor chair. They're trying to pull them strings,
I can't even. I'm not
trying
gonna
to
lie.
make
I can't
people pay
believe
for
he
conscience.
survived all of this time. You know, Sadiq Khan
Yeah,
deserves
but like,
all the credit and praises ever,
mm,
because
What did?
for through all the fucking Islamophobia shit, somehow he's still there. But people still today, to this day, talk on his name like he's a terrorist or like he doesn't
yeah.
deserve to be the MP, like
And
whatever, mayor of
Corbyn
London.
backed him. And Corbyn backed him.
Yeah.
Corbyn backed him. And
Well,
then
because Sadiq Khan is
Sadiq Khan
technically
Sadiq
Labour, isn't it?
Khan repays the favor, and he's like saying, "Oh, Corbyn's unelectable." And then instead, in the Brexit campaign, he sides with David Cameron, who tried to make sure that Sadiq Khan wouldn't become elected by saying terrorist sympathizer. And then he's working with David Cameron, working together, trying to prevent Brexit. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, I get that you're preventing Brexit, but you don't have to be standing right next to Cameron, the guy that was trying to smear your name and use your ethnicity and trying to make people not vote for you. What's the matter with you? And they were
Yeah,
saying
but I
because
think you're. I
Sadiq
think he
Khan
did
used
that.
to they
But I
said that
think
Sadiq Khan used to have meetings with people that, had extremist views, and obviously put two and two together. They were trying to subliminally make people not vote for him, in my opinion, because obviously he ain't from the same background as them. They're trying to say terrorist sympathizer, terrorist sympathizer. They're trying to push that in to make white people not vote for him. And then they voted for him, and Corbyn was backing him up. But when Corbyn needed to be backed up, Sadiq Khan was there. He was trying to fit in with the status quo, which I don't think. Why? Like, stand by. Like, if people stand up for me when everyone else is trashing me, I'm gonna look out for them people as well. Like, it don't matter if it's a good. It don't matter. And then another thing that they were trying to do, they were just trying to get rid of Corbyn. Like, all them times where they were trying to call him anti-Semitic, anti-Semitic. Corbyn is basically, in the nicest way, I actually mean this as a compliment. He's basically a hippie. He be going to them protests, saving the world, anti-racism this, anti-apartheid this,
yeah,
anti-racism this, since he was a teenager, anti-Trident campaign for nuclear disarmament member since he was 16, protesting since he was 16, trying to save the world since he was a kid. He ain't about discriminating against people, but they kept trying to make him look like an anti-Semitic person. And then you had momentum, a lot of those people being accused of being anti-Semitic, but he couldn't get rid of the momentum people because the momentum people were the only friends he had. Everyone else was trying to stab him in the back. He couldn't kill the momentum. He couldn't kill the momentum because they were his friends.
yeah.
Maybe
But you got to also think about the fact that
Whose
the
TV
people
is that in the
that,
background?
huh?
Whose TV is that in the background?
What you hear?
I'm hearing the loud TV, man.
No, is it loud?
it's not for me.
All of a sudden, you just go bare loud. I was like, what the heck?
Why did they go
Probably not for
louder?
me.
I have no idea, man. Alright, there we go.
Maybe with him. My man muted himself. Man. This guy trying to make out like it was me. Obviously, the catfish is still on there.
You're such an idiot.
It's been banging
I
on.
had to, I had to, I had to check something. There were bad messages coming in. I had to double check it, but it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah,
But no, what was I saying?
that's
Yeah,
just
you got to also remember as well, yeah, that when all the anti-Semitic shit was going through Corbyn's name, like everybody, because I kept telling you that the people that he was trying to get on his side, didn't care about politics, there wasn't even like a rally of crowds circling around don't do this to Corbyn. Because let's be real, when it comes to the Conservatives, we be hearing everybody talking about the Conservatives. Like we hear them all over the Instagram, on some, oh, get rid of Asians and blacks. People really was voting for Brexit because they thought we can get rid of us, and like forget all of that. But you can go on Instagram whenever there's elections, and you can really see conservative voices are out there. The only thing you really get from Labour, you'll get a couple of celebrities going, please vote, guys, vote for Corbyn, but then nobody cares. You get a few retweets, but nobody. The conversation within election, I would say within the kind of poorer minorities, isn't a conversation that's really talked about. It's more of like a middle class and above thing. I don't feel like poor people care about elections that much. You have a few people that do and are really strongly about it and definitely vote every time, and they voice their opinions, but their opinions aren't loud enough because the rest of us aren't giving them a platform big enough to do that. You'll have YouTubers that will talk about it, but they won't even have 100 subscribers on there, and they probably get like 10 views. Like we just don't care. But if you see like a middle class conservative follower, they'll have like 100,000 subscribers with like 2.2 million views, and the comment section is looking great. Like everybody's talking about it. They posted.
There were protests for Corbyn though.
Yeah, but
Corbyn had bad protests.
Who cared though? Let's be
No,
who really cared though?
the thing is, the BBC wouldn't show Corbyn's protests though.
That's what I'm saying.
People were protesting for Corbyn. The BBC were hiding it. They were hiding it. But if you wanted to know how big the protests were, you don't go on BBC. You go on Facebook. You go on social media. All his fans will be telling you how big the protests were. They would never show that stuff on BBC because then it would show that Corbyn has more power than the BBC. I ain't dissing the BBC, but obviously the BBC has biases just like a lot of corporations do.
Well, yeah, all news channels, BBC, Sky, ITV, they're all biased. But you also got to remember, most people that deal with government topics base it on the news. They don't base it on social media. So when you're saying to find out about Corbyn, go on social media. The narrative for Corbyn wasn't sold on social media. It was showed on BBC, which is why when the whole anti-Semitic thing came out, nobody cared about him anyways. So another reason why he didn't win. I mean, if you look, even if I talk to from my experiences with like my parents and stuff, they don't go on social media. They get their stuff from the news, so they're not hearing how good Corbyn is. They're hearing how shit he is. The only time they hear a few good bits is when Stormzy talks up. My mum ain't banging Stormzy, so she doesn't care. So, so again, she's just looking. Like I remember from the get-go, obviously my parents would want Labour to win, but from the get-go, they're like, we ain't gonna win. You're not hearing the stuff on the news. Can you imagine? She's not saying, oh, you're hearing that stuff on Twitter. She's saying, you hear what's going on in the news. Corbyn is trash. Like, that's a conversation I was going on at my house. We ain't winning shit. There's no point to vote now. Yeah. And as sad as that sounds, there's no point to vote. You're probably sitting there going, yeah, but if you voted, it might have made a difference.
But that's one of the problems. If more people were thinking, okay, let's vote to show our support, if they wanted to vote for Corbyn instead of, oh, there's no point, we've already lost just because of what the media say, then Corbyn would have at least won. Remember, he was like 2,000 votes out one time. He was only 2,200 votes out. If more people were voting in their respective constituencies and voting a little bit less, if less people were trying to vote for Liberal Democrats for tactical voting, and if more people actually voted for Labour when they wanted to vote for Labour, he would have won. He would have won an election. But the fact that he lost that election when Theresa May had almost no backing, she just finna come up like, hello, there were like 5 people that wanted to be PM after Cameron left, and she was the only one that had like the least skeletons in her closet. Maybe she had the most skeletons, but she was the best at keeping them. So the others fell like dominoes. She was the only one left standing. She became PM. And then the PM that nobody really asked for, considering how, well, because nobody got to vote for her. Only like 300 people from the Tory party got to vote for her. So technically no one asked for her, even if she was technically the best out of the 5. And seemingly capable of doing the job. then she gave this open goal election, like, oh yeah, I want people to vote for me on Brexit, so I need real credibility. I want the people to vote me in. That was the easiest open goal ever, and Labour missed. Why? Because they had spent Labour. Forget the media for a second. Forget the talk. Forget Tories. Forget the media, social
Keep
media,
talking, just
or
go to the toilet.
BBC or the mainstream media. Labour themselves. He's left. Labour themselves were trashing Corbyn for like 2 years. So by the time Jeremy be like, look, let's win this, people had already given up on him. They were like, no. If they hadn't been trashing Corbyn for like 2 years, he
Yeah.
would have won that election landslide. And also, I think one of them elections, where the second election where he lost, they did it like December 17th, where people were trying to come back from school and not everybody was going to vote because all them students were finishing their exams and finishing their studies. And he knew that half the people that would vote for Corbyn were like young people. So they did it at like December 17th so that they wouldn't be voting. They'll be too busy trying to finish up their winter terms. So that was shady what the Tories were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. It's like make it the least convenient day to vote. Like 8 days before Christmas. 8 days before Christmas. Especially like what Sheriff said. Poor people ain't gonna be thinking about voting 8 days before Christmas. They're gonna be thinking of trying to hustle,
like,
trying to get that
like
paper.
what's gonna be on that dinner table on the 25th?
Trying to be trying to see if they can get that turkey, whether it's trying to get that turkey or Aldi value chicken, whatever it is.
Yeah, man. It's the last thing.
Aldi's amazing, low key. Aldi, I swear to God, I go to Aldi and then I check out Aldi and then like Aldi, you go to the checkout and then you're buying something. The checkout lady's waiting on you. You're still packing your stuff. That's anyway. That's another story.
Yeah, sometimes you go there with a full trolley and then you'll be surprised how low the final bill is.
Mm.
I surprise myself all the time, man. Actually thinking of that, I know after this I'm probably gonna head to Lidl after this. Look for my
Aldi
dinner
and
or
Lidl.
something, man.
When I started going to Aldi and Lidl, I was thinking, what was I doing in them other stores? I was just wasting money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta save money these days. You gotta save money.
Yeah, that's
Save
true,
money,
man.
make
That's
more
true.
money, and then reinvest.
Mm. Make more, spend less. That's just the way to do it, man. And obviously, people got a rude awakening recently, so you know.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm really just trying to figure out what I'm. Well, we'll see.
Well, you took a detour to the kitchen as well, yeah? I see that plate.
Yeah, I got some watermelon.
Chicken and watermelon, right? Man, you talk to me about stereotypes, man. Come on.
I mean, watermelons are just. My mum just pulled up with a whole watermelon.
Yeah.
I just cut up. I walk in. I come out and tell them like, "Ooh, watermelon, yeah." So we lit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I still don't understand how that's become a stereotype for black people.
What?
Watermelon.
That's a black
How's it?
stereotype.
Yeah. I don't understand how it is, but apparently it is. But anyways, I that's a whole different topic.
I didn't even know it was one.
Bruv, you tried to use that joke on me the last time I was eating a watermelon on on the podcast. Like, what the heck? This guy really be forgetting his own jokes. Like,
Wow, Richard Kidd is sued for 234K, man. But anyway,
anyways.
where did you go?
Oh no, he just went off as soon as you sat down.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he was waiting
I
for
see,
me
I
to
see,
come back.
Yeah, I had to deal with some stuff.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
Obviously, no rules on the podcast. Everything is done on the fly.
Yeah, man.
to Joe Sheriff about like how when the second election that Corbyn could have taken advantage of, and he tried his best, it was done on December 17th. Like,
Yeah,
the times that autumn students would be finishing their exams and finishing their winter terms.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
had
yeah.
time to vote. 8 days before Christmas. Come on now. They knew what they were doing.
I remember that. Yeah,
They knew what they were
absolutely.
doing.
He did a YouTube tour.
Hmm?
He
I
went on
said a
so many.
YouTube tour.
He went on
YouTube
so many
tour.
YouTubers channels and had interviews.
YouTube tour, you know.
Yeah, he did.
I ain't never heard
He
that
had,
before. That he
I
try
don't know
to
what
he
else
try
to
to
call it.
he try to cater to the younger generations.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
went
tried.
on. He went on a football YouTube channel called Copper 90 with Poet and Vuj, which is no longer there now. Obviously now they've got their own YouTube channel, and had an interview there that he talked about his love for Arsenal and then discussed a bit about the election. He went on a YouTube channel called Noisy, had a sit down with JME from Boy Better Know. He's a grime artist if you don't know who he is, and had an interview there. Went on several other YouTubers. Those are the only two I watched, but I know he did. I didn't bother going back because it's kind of basically the same interview all over again. Talks about the topics about what he's into gaming wise. I don't even know if he's been into gaming, but there you go. And then he'll proceed and talk about politics and why it's important for young people to vote and blah 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 blah. It was an interesting move, but the problem I keep saying this: young people just the connection with the people that he was trying to cater to, it's very slim. I just don't think.
Young people,
Sorry, go again.
more young people were voting. Don't vote. Corbyn was getting young people to vote. So
No, I'm not saying he didn't get anyone to vote. I remember I had girls coming to me like, "Yo, you voting for Corbyn? Yeah, let's go and do it." But I didn't like Corbyn. But I don't know. There was something about Corbyn, man. I couldn't get into him. I didn't believe the things he was telling me. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think of Corbyn, anyway? You like him or something? Sound like you're in love with you, bro.
The way you dropped it, like.
Like it's not, he's a Corbyn fan, and I've spoken to Corbyn fan. Remember, we had Joy Matthews, who's a
necessarily a
Conservative
Corbyn
fan.
fan. It's just like
Or you're just a
obviously
Labour fan. You prefer Labour than you do any other
well,
party.
like most of my life, I preferred Labour to Tories, like for many glaringly obvious reasons. Tories be trying to cut everything, cut everything. The NHS that we all desperately need right now. What were they doing 8 years? Cut.
So do you
Cutting the
like did you
budget.
like Tony Blair?
I'm indifferent to Tony Blair. Like,
Obviously, we was quite
the
young when he
Iraq
was
War
in
was a
power,
big
though.
mistake. Obviously, the Iraq War was a big mistake, no matter how good of a politician he was before then. And then
Yeah.
after, when Corbyn be trying to save his career, like Tony Blair be up there every 5 minutes complaining that if he was in the game, he would have done it better. If he was in charge, he would have done it better. One time years ago, they made him like peace ambassador to the Middle East. I was like, you're making the guy that decided to go forward with the Iraq War the peace ambassador to the Middle East, something like that. I was thinking, okay, good move, interesting. But I'm indifferent to Tony Blair, and with Corbyn, from my business standing point, from the bias of trying to build a business, I wouldn't have thought that Corbyn would have been some of his policies would have been the best shout out because obviously he wanted to increase corporation tax, make people who are making more money pay more, all this tax. And I'm thinking, no, it's like
Yeah, but that's
rich people are not going to vote for that.
yeah.
He
I
was,
mean,
he was alienating.
but you got to remember the Conservative caters more to the rich, Labour caters less for the rich.
Yeah, I know that,
Oh,
but like,
so don't you then think? So yeah,
they were going, in my opinion, they were going too extreme to the left a little bit. So they were alienating more people they were collecting more fans, but they were alienating like the people that were too used to the Blair days and the Brown days. Besides,
Yeah.
with Corbyn, I feel like I don't know.
Oh man, lit.
He had some nice policies where he tried to like all them so-called economically costed policies. And but the one thing that got me was he kept, like you already said, Sheriff, he kept trying to pander to the students too much.
Yeah.
He kept talking about, oh, we're gonna get rid of tuition fee. I'm like, we've been there before. We ain't, we ain't. Last summer, politicians say we're gonna get rid of tuition fees. They tripled them. No one's gonna believe anybody when it comes to tuition fees.
I mean, but you're more or less like you're more likely to believe Labour because remember Labour had EMA for the people going to college. You was earning £30 every 2 weeks. And even in terms of like job seekers allowance, they were every 2 weeks rather than every 4 weeks, and you got a lot more money for job
Mm.
seekers. In terms of child tax and all of that, all the other taxes, they were fairly more greater.
That's
Council tax were cheaper. Council tax has gone up by almost 30-40% since
Tory
Labour was in
loves
charge.
it.
If you actually look at in terms of what Labour was doing, richer people paying more tax than what we was paying. They eliminated. They kind of poor people were more willing to survive, whereas now every day we have conversations about mothers not having enough money because of their kids and can't get work because they got to look after children. They're waiting almost 6 months to even get a home that's suitable for having children. Like the Conservatives aren't doing anything for the poor in this climate. Everything's just going up and up and up and up and up. But we're staying poor, 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 poor. They're talking about increasing wages. They do that by like 1.2%. Even if that. You mean you're earning 9.80 an hour, and then they go, we're going to increase it. You're earning 9.87 an hour. What's that 7.80 doing? And then you're still paying tax. Getting. So, regardless of whether Labour would do what they say, the one thing they do that they always do is keep prices pretty affordable for the norm. Like, not everybody is earning 60, 70K a year and can afford to, you know, they're not really getting too um, affected by the changes. But the poor people seem to always be the one affected. Every year things go up. It's been doing that for years. I mean, even if you're part of most BT specifically are known for every year going up by 10% on your broadband. Every year they go up by at least 10-15%.
Mad.
Most companies follow that format as well. If you do a contract with them, it does go up by 10% within 24 months. Like it's an occurring theme. You Prices go up, so they pretend to be giving you a raise, but what they're doing is technically raising it to the exactly same standards of the year before. So if you were still broke last year, just because things go up, you're still basically the same length behind
Yeah.
what the price is anyway. It's
Yeah.
kind of like smart to make it look like you're making more, but you're not. You're
Yeah.
still spending the same each month anyways, even if it's raised. Um, the only thing that I think has improved, I would say, is TFL in terms of transport. This is where Sadiq Khan really came in and did some business, where the £1.50 thing for buses was a close cap and hasn't moved since, and also is £1.50 per hour if you're on a bus. The rush hour price kind of went down on trains, which is again a big shout out to Sadiq Khan. At least he's trying to keep the poor people somehow able to travel. But let's be real, the money's going back to the government anyways. So as long as they're getting more people traveling and more people and less people taking their cars, it's only good for the economy. So Sadiq Khan is probably getting a pat on the back from the man anyway. They're like, yo, Sadiq Khan, yes, make them believe they're paying less when they're paying more. So let's not give him all the credit, but at least you're willing to travel now. You're more openly and affordable to travel. But come on, man. Labour really held us down for money, man, because they had the rich paying more. I know, obviously, people like you, obviously, Joe as well as a businessman, people that, in terms of owning a business, you don't want that. But if you think about the people that need that more than ever, like they need the richer people to pay more, because if you can afford it, then pay it, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I would rather not pay it. If I owned a business and I don't want to pay shit. Of course I don't. But at the same time, poor people gotta be able to survive. Why give the rich all the fun and be like? Because rich people right now pay less taxes than the poor, bro. It's mad.
Really, when it comes to taxes, rich people can avoid taxes anyways.
Yeah, they do. But
so
I'm saying that's unfair though.
So really it affects. So okay, let's make it a real scenario here. Your boss man next door.
Hey Hugh, we couldn't even hear when you was talking, by the way. So, anyways, go on, Joe. So we can hear you now. Yeah, go on, Joe.
Your boss man next door, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's shut down. He's shut down at the moment because obviously, man were robbing his thing.
Yeah.
Now, imagine now he has to deal with that and obviously a higher tax rate as well.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily call him a rich dude. Like he's suffering more just for the sake of
Is he suffering more though? I'm just asking you a question, but don't give me that face.
Are you asking me a trick question or what? Like, come on.
Yeah, well, who is he suffering more than? The people that aren't getting an income at all?
No, because you're saying no, because you're pinning it all on the people that are rich, but the people that are actually rich aren't paying the actual rates, anyways. So the only people that is affecting is the business owner, the normal small to medium-sized business owners who they're not rich to begin with.
Yeah, but what are we classing them? Middle class? Because they're earning more than the norm. Like,
what's the norm?
Don't make it sound like they're earning. They're not. Don't make it out like a corner shop man earns the same amount as a nigger in Sainsbury's. What the hell? Like you gotta really look at it differently. They're earning decent money. They're at least on 50K a year, aren't they? They're earning good peas, bro. What do you mean?
All right, ask your no. Go ask your boss man how much he's getting then.
He's not gonna just tell me that now.
Or find out his limited company name and then search it on, because that's public records. You can go check it.
I pulled up my phone right now. We're gonna find out.
It's not always black and white, innit? You know what I mean? And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm a business owner myself, and I wouldn't.
The business man. Like, I'm not even there. Like I'm not a rookie. You know, I'm the hottest in the streets.
Hey, I'm just saying, innit? Like, nah, man. Sometimes you need a reminder, innit? Like, come on, man. But anyways, how did we even get into the topic of politics, anyways? We're talking about
Huey brought it up actually.
We're talking about the announcement
Boris
made, yeah, and then I don't know how he segued into this though.
It always comes back to politics. Like, put a bit of this lockdown way earlier.
Say that again. The audio is kind of low.
So let me. Oh, hold on. Before we carry on.
Yep.
A corner shop.
Yes.
Makes up to weekly sales of £13,000 per week. Shut the fuck up, Joe. Don't ever tell me they're broke again. Conversation is done.
No.
Done.
13K does no. Listen, no. Hey, I don't. Hey, I'm speaking, man. I'm speaking, bruv.
I believe you made me.
I'm speaking, bruv. Let me talk, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does that 13K go all into their pocket? Yes or no?
It's 13K here, not 30. 13, 1 3.
Does that all go in their pocket? Yes or no?
I mean, depending on who they have to pay, but usually corner shops is literally just a family thing, no? So
Oh, they have their bills, yeah, gas, electric, water.
yeah.
They have the
Yeah,
lease
but
on the building.
but
No,
that's
no,
the
no,
same
no, no,
thing. No,
no,
but
no,
that's
no,
the
no,
same
no,
if you
no. I'm
work in
still speaking.
Sainsbury's
Oi,
though.
oi, oi,
No, but
oi, oi,
hold on,
oi,
hold on,
oi.
hold on. No, but hold on, hold on. Everybody gets paid a certain amount of salary, right? Whether you work in Sainsbury's or own a business. To say, oh, but what they have built. So does a person that earns 1,200 a month. They have to spend about £800 for the house and have just about 400 to survive for the month. Don't, you can't compare a guy that earns 13K with a person that earns 1,200 a month and be like, oh no, they're hurting. They're not hurting like how we're hurting. They can survive for maybe a month for the like my shop hasn't even been open for 2 months. They shut for the virus. I
It
see
just
him
comes to
here
show that
every
they're good
morning
with money,
picking
then.
up his lettuce and stuff. Yeah, but that's my point. What 13K a month on average?
You haven't answered my
That's
question
a
though.
lot, you know.
You ain't answered my question because that doesn't go in their
What's your
pocket.
question?
That doesn't go in their pocket.
Yeah, but how do I know how much comes out? I don't know how much his leases.
Like I said, it's all public records. If you check their accounting, you can see exactly
I
where everything is going, idiot.
Yeah, but he's not gonna be spending half of that gone, is he? Let's just be real, man.
Easily,
He's
easily,
easy. He's probably definitely
easily.
walking home with 7,500. Easily walking home with 7,500 a month. Sorry, a week. He's spending about 3 or so grand on his
If
other
it's if
bills.
it's
Yeah,
13K a month, if it's
a
13K
week,
a
a
month, yeah, you
week,
have to talk about the
a
lease.
week, a week.
A
13K a
week,
week.
a week.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
that's
you
a
just
lot of
wait. You went
money.
on to no. You went on to a average thingy. You didn't go on your specific one.
No, I didn't go to the specific shop. I
No,
didn't care about the
I'm
specific
asking about the
shop.
specific one,
I don't know the
and you
name
gave
of
me
the
an
shop though.
average. Do you know what? Do you
I
know
don't
what?
know the name of the
No,
shop.
because you know what else gets counted in with the average. All the
No, because
big
I was
ones
talking
like
about
Spa, Cost
one.
Cutter. Yeah, obviously those.
No,
That's a chain. Obviously they're
no,
gonna
we
be
was
getting
talking
that.
about one. No, we was talking about one store.
Yeah, that's what exactly. That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah. So what one
included
store
in that
makes?
isn't just the independent ones, it's the big ones like Cost Cutter and so on and so forth. So they are also counted in that average. That's what I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
I know people with 4 or 5 corner shops. What are they different now because they're not Costco? Is that you're saying now?
Costco. Oh, really? Yeah, Costco is a massive warehouse that sells stuff.
Costco, whatever they're called, man. I don't shop at these
Come
little
on,
shops,
man.
man.
Nah. You know the conversation's dead, anyways, man. I lie. It's dead. It's dead.
Come on, man. You just nah, man.
Nah, the conversation's dead, innit? Because you came here with dodgy facts. It's alright, innit? You know what I
You
mean?
haven't brought any facts. I'm the only one
Anyways,
bringing things.
next topic.
You're just listen. Hold the L, man.
I don't know else, man. I
You're
don't know
not.
else,
Anyway,
innit?
what's the next? What's the next topic, bro?
Afro Nation not giving refunds.
Oh yes. So Afro Nation was trending earlier today, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I only just found out. There's two versions actually. Because obviously we're familiar with the European one. That's held in Portugal, but there's another one in Puerto Rico as well for the Americans.
wait, Hugh, what do you think about Afro Nation? Is it something you're into, or do you even care about Afro beats?
Catch me up a little bit. Catch me up a little bit.
So Afro Nation is like a Afro beat type event celebrating African music, African culture. I mean, it's in
Hmm.
Portugal. I don't know why, and it's on the beach. So it's a bit like remember the old school T4 on the beach. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like that, but with just black people and black musicians. Obviously, if you can be a white person from South Africa, but from the lineup is usually just the really like Africans, so mainly like Nigerians, Ghanaians, where most of the big name African artists come from, mainly anyways. Um, and then they have the party on the beach. A lot of musicians perform their music, and yeah, it's like a black festival, really. Um, that's pretty
And then
much
they're
what
not
Afro
giving
Nation is.
refunds.
Yeah, so basically this year it got cancelled due to the coronavirus. Obviously, everybody
Yeah.
bought their tickets to go to the show. I got told that the policy is there's no refund. So if you buy a ticket, you already know there's no refund. And I believe as a business, because the coronavirus thing isn't their fault, they aren't actually obliged to actually need to give you a refund because it's a situation that's out of their control. Normally, if a company messes up and has sold a product that they can't like give, yeah, they have to give you the money back. But if it's something that they can still put on but aren't allowed to because they're told they can't do it. Remember, somebody else has told this company you're not allowed to do the show because of the coronavirus. They're looking at it like, go talk to your people, go talk to the government because they are stopping us from doing a show that we would quite happily like to put on.
Well, the thing is, obviously, they are
I guess that's
legally in
the
their right to. In the case of the fact that they didn't have to give refunds in the first place, they're illegally in their right to not give refunds. However, if you're thinking, it's never really about logic, is it? It's really like the emotional pull and the emotional ramifications. Because
Yeah.
everyone was going to go, if it wasn't for the coronavirus and the government regulations, logic dictates that they should they should get the refunds, not because of the T&Cs, but because, it would be morally understandable to give the refunds back. Because if they're just saying, well, nothing we can do, Corona, and then people don't get their money back, like people are, it's gonna make people double think on whether to invest in that festival the next time. Because yeah, they could say, oh, we don't have to give refunds. Yeah, they don't have to give refunds, but at the same time, they, I feel
Honestly,
that
I
they
don't think it
morally
would
should.
stop. I don't think they would lose money from not giving the refund. I'll tell you why. Because it's the only show that does it.
Yeah.
There's no other black celebrated Afrobeat events on a beach anywhere right
Yeah, but
now.
the thing is, they shouldn't coast on that, because what if somebody else gonna come up? What if, let's say, the three of us decide to
Yeah, I mean, but who can offer what they're offering? And what they're offering is, I get a nice trip to Portugal on the beach. I mean, yeah, I mean, personally, I can't believe that a country that has no African culture within them is holding a black event in the first place. I mean, I actually
Now,
think
to
that's
be fair,
stupid.
there've been black people in Portugal for hundreds of years, though.
Yeah, but there's black people everywhere. But a country that has
Yes. What's the
no
point? What are
real,
you trying to say?
yeah, but Portugal hasn't got like a black cultured back. Like it's not, you know what? It's like me holding
England
a.
doesn't either. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the difference between no, but we was having this conversation earlier
Yeah.
because
Then
I
I was
was
like, yeah,
saying,
we're gonna bring it to the
I would say,
podcast. Now we're here. You know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
want the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
smoke.
yeah, yeah. Let me talk. Yeah, let me talk though. Because
Go on, go on.
other than Africa, if I'm talking about the genre of music though. Yeah,
Yeah,
that we're celebrating in Portugal.
yeah.
Having that in a place like England to me makes more sense because of how big the genre is in this country. Look, most African artists move to England and become big, or become big in Africa, move to England. We have a huge African culture here. Every African artist has their biggest tour in the UK alone. Let's just bring that. You don't have the biggest tour in Portugal. To be honest, the only reason why I believe it's in Portugal is because A is on the beach and that's what they wanted. They wanted a beach. They wanted a hot sun, and they thought it would be cheaper for people to go there than to go to Africa. Because if they could have it in Africa, they would do it in Africa. They just wanted
Then that's
warm
Yeah,
weather
fine then.
celebration.
Then it's a logistics issue. And then it's a logistics thing. Instead of them spending 700, £800 to go to Africa,
Yeah.
hoping and praying that the hotel doesn't take light, they could go to
yeah.
Portugal. It's calm. Because I'm from
The next
Nigeria,
best thing,
even today
I
in
guess.
20,
You know.
you could go to a hotel and you hoping and praying that they have good generators. A hotel, you hoping and praying they have good generators. But if you go to private residences, you hoping that they have generators because the government will take the freaking light. In
Yeah,
Nigeria,
yeah, yeah.
2020. Nigeria, by the way, being the most populous nation in Africa, with 220 plus million people in Africa, and probably
Nah.
dozens more millions outside of Africa. Nigeria is a
I
big
was
place.
thinking more South Africa though.
Mm.
I think South Africa should hold it. Obviously, they held the World Cup.
Yeah, but it will be more
It was very
expensive.
successful.
Though.
I mean, the World Cup was successful.
Yeah, true. But from what
You
you
know,
just said,
they-
But
I
are Dons
understand
really
why they
spending
do
that
it.
much to go South Africa though? For
Trust me,
Afrobeat?
it
they
just
did in the World
reduces
Cup.
friction for them to
Yeah,
go to
but
Portugal,
was it
because
was it
Portugal's less expensive.
was it you man from Brixton that were filling up the stands in South Africa though? No.
What do you mean, you man in Brixton? I don't know who. What the hell? I don't know who was
No, 'cause
celebrating.
we're talking about two different audiences.
Mm.
Who's going to Afro Nation? Who's going to South Africa World Cup?
Oh, you mean financially?
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, I guess so.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. My
Yeah,
goodness,
but how
bro.
much? How much?
This
Yeah, but
guy's
how
trying
much
to
are
get me
people
cancelled out here,
Talking about
man.
man them
but
from
how much-
Brixton
but how
versus
much-
people that have the money to go to South Africa. Those are two different types of people.
But you
But
gotta
yeah,
look.
if-
You gotta
if
look at the
Portugal's
events,
cheap,
though. The
then
events
Portugal's
different.
cheap. No, but like
Portugal is cheap.
cheaper. Portugal's cheaper then. Portugal's cheaper to go to than frickin' any part of Africa where you have to pay 400, 500, 600 for
And get a visa as well.
alone.
But then why not do a country
even
then like
hotels.
England? Why not do England then?
Where are you going to do it in England? Where? Southend.
Are we talking about having it being exactly the same event on the beach, or are we just talking about the event in general?
The event in general,
I mean, Hyde
but a
Park.
large majority of it is made up because it's on a beach.
I mean, Hyde Park. Fam, all you want is sun and a bit of celebration. SW20 is fucking held in Clapham Common. Like, bro, there's places. If you're crying for a beach, okay, cool, my bad. And if the beach is what's really selling the event,
That's the
Okay,
vibes,
cool.
though. Like, come on, man. Allow
what do
it.
you mean that's the vibe?
And
The whole
Portugal's-
point is
Portugal's gonna be way better than most of Africa that don't have a beach. Some parts do, some parts don't, because they're covered by other nations. And if you're thinking about South Africa, which obviously is at the end, but South Africa is very expensive to go to. Plus, again, like, yes, South Africa, but at the same time, it's like,
I
do
mean,
you
no,
want
I say
lots
South
of
Africa
black
because
people?
they're the most up to date country because they're kind of run by white people, aren't they? So they're quite up to date in
Yeah,
terms
but that's
of
the
the
thing. Like,
latest equipment, their hotels. Obviously, they held the World Cup, so they built all the nice hotels within that location. Because obviously, like you were saying as well in Nigeria, you might be staying in a hotel hoping the lights are going to be working and shit. So I was thinking more of a what country in Africa has the facilities to do so without the issues. And South Africa held the World Cup, meaning they have the facilities to do so. They have the arenas, they have the sightseeing if that's something you want to do. The safari is there as well. Like they can cope with there'll be more people at the World Cup anyway, so they can cope with a few thousand because Afro Nation is not having tens and billions of people there anyways. Maybe like 10,000 people, if that. But you gotta remember, it's not that many people. So there's a lot of people in terms of the event, but it's not 100,000 people. It's not a football match full of people. Like Old Trafford holds more people than people that goes to Afro Nation on a weekly basis. So you also got to take that into consideration that it's not billions of people at the event. It's a few thousand, mate.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just Googling how many people goes to Africa.
But the people who got tickets for the Puerto Rican version got their refund. So I've seen
That's the American one, right?
Yeah. So I've seen quite a few.
Okay, so it was 20,000. It was 20,000 people at Afro Nation, which is not even a football stadium. 20,000 people. That's it. You're telling me, we need to go to Portugal for that?
We've just discussed why it's easier to go to Portugal than to go all the way down to South Africa. Now you're saying
no, but I'm talking about why not England?
Why? We just discussed what makes the event the event. So if you want it here, then what?
Yeah, but
are you choosing Brighton or Southend?
What makes the No, I'm asking you, what is the? Are you telling me that the beach is the reason why Afro Nation is a thing?
Yes.
Is that your definition of Afro Nation? That
That's
we go
what
to Portugal
that's
and we're on the
what
beach?
that's what the
Because,
general consensus is, as far as I'm aware. That's
but
what
you're,
people be
but you're
saying.
not like
Oh,
on
we're
the
on the
beach.
beach
But you're not
doing X, Y,
sunbathing on
Z.
the beach, though. But you're not sunbathing on the beach. You're in a full-on crowd just standing there and people are performing. You can do that at Hyde Park. There's many successful events where you can sit on the grass and do the same thing. I feel like you're just giving me a reason why Portugal is a great holiday destination because they have a beach and you know, it's more likely going to be sunny. Whereas in the UK, you don't know if it's raining or sunny. But there's hundreds of successful events in the UK that are held on grasses. People go and do this whole bloody like they take tents and shit and go to festivals in like Manchester and Leeds and shit. You got events
What
in
genre are
Hyde
they?
Park, summertime,
What genre
every
are they?
Justin Bieber.
What genre are
You got
they?
SW20.
What genre are
Of
they?
music?
Huh?
Yeah, but black people don't hold their own events. So this is another thing you're bringing up. Now you're talking about who's doing the events. And that's a whole different conversation in its own. Because if you want to start talking about who's holding these events,
Yeah.
then you got to talk about the relevance of the music. Now, are you going to have the biggest artists in the world coming to Afro Nation? I don't know. Furthermore, I don't even know who sponsors the event. I got to check that out.
Ah, see, so you, so you're starting to crumble, fam. Nah, cuz, nah.
Because you asked me a question I didn't think about.
Exactly.
The genre. And listen, I'm taking
Alright, cool. Alright, since we're on the topic, yeah, I might as well read out the lineup that they posted, which started this whole thing for the 2021 Portugal event.
Some of the lineup. So who's on there? Who's on there?
Cool. Alright.
Yeah.
So we have I don't even know
I like the way Hugh got the right idea. Me and him were just eating, bro.
Alright,
I got my watermelon, man. Don't worry.
Actually, wait, hold on.
Yeah, so who they got?
No, before I even go into the list, what does the headline say? The world's #1 beach festival. So what are you saying? That's what makes the event. Like I just said.
Yeah, but I know because what I was saying is what you're selling me is a holiday, not necessarily. So the holiday is more relevant than the actual event. That kind of showcases you how.
Just like no. Just like Glastonbury is about camping. No, just like Glastonbury is about camping. Or what?
Glastonbury isn't about camping.
What are you talking about? Nah, conversation's done. Nah, it's done. It's done. It's done. Nah, it's done. It's done. We're done. Now we're done. No. Conversation's done. Nah, it's done. It's done. Nah, it's done. It's done.
No, cause I've been. You cannot compare it. Oh my God, Glastonbury. That's a whole different. Oh, Glastonbury. You understand? That is one of the best things you ever do in your life. It's not
right.
because you
elaborate.
The whole point is people go there for the music. They don't go. It's not Glastonbury. Ain't a holiday. It's a festival. This Portuguese Afro Nation shit. You just said it. Beach holiday. It's a holiday. It's not a musical experience.
It's a festival.
That's what you just said.
Nah, he did say beach festival. They didn't say.
You're stretching it, fam.
But you gotta remember as well, in Glastonbury, we live on the stage. We don't go back to no hotel, Beth. There's clubs. So after people perform, there's nightclubs still there. You got all the trailers of food that's still bumping until 3-4 a.m. Like you're at the venue the whole time.
So that's a holiday then. You could say that's a holiday.
But it's not really a holiday, though. You just go.
It really is.
Not really. I mean, I
described it. It's just a massive camp fest. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Nah, because I feel like.
You know it as well, man. Come on, now. Allow stretching it, innit?
No, because with Afro Nation, I know people that've been Afro Nation. I haven't gone personally, but I've spoken to people that've gone, and to me, it sounds like you go to the event between this time and that time, and then when that time is done, you're on your way doing your own thing in Portugal. Like you gotta remember, they have holiday hotels booked. You're going to be doing a lot of sightseeing. Some of them are probably, a lot of them are probably there for the first time anyways. So Afro Nation, it's like me booking a ticket to Portugal to go watch a football game. I have more than that reason to be there. You know, you want to enjoy the sightseeing. With Glastonbury, you're just on a big field and nowhere to go. You're stuck in that location. You don't leave the
because
location.
of the location.
Popping down to the pub. Yeah, but
You don't have beaches in the middle. Actually, you do have beaches in the middle of nowhere, but
that's why you don't. That's why you don't. Portugal is a holiday. It's a holiday thing. I don't see it as like, yo, it's a big man. That's what I'm saying. Why not just have that shit in London, bro? It's not that deep. Really? I don't think people would miss the beach if you have the event in Hyde Park tomorrow morning. I'm guaranteeing. Yeah, but you gotta remember as well. A lot of these people would save hella money if it was in Hyde Park. Hella money. One because you don't have to book a hotel. Obviously, if you're coming from abroad, it's different, bro.
So then, what makes that any different to wireless? Then?
Are from the UK. Do your Googles, yeah.
What would make that any different to wireless?
From the UK. That's what I'm saying. That's what Afro Nation is. It's wireless without white performers. What it is. That's all it is. Literally,
anyways.
Afro Nation is wireless, bro.
Alright.
That's literally what it is.
I never had the time or the money to go to these festivals, you know. It was all about either wrestling. But maybe next year after all this corona nonsense gonna go, like I'm sure Reading's cancelled, Glastonbury cancelled, all the festivals cancelled, anything with more than 20 people in a room cancelled. It's like,
all right, so you wanted the list, yeah?
Yeah.
So you have obviously Burna Boy, Davido, Diamond Platinums, French Montana, Tory Lanez, Wizkid, Skepta, Notes, Krypton Conan, Beanie Man, Afro B, Eddie Kenzo, whoever that is, Cranium, Kojo
The Ugandan
Funds.
artist, man. Don't disrespect Eddie Kenzo like that.
Alright, relax. Anyways,
That's it, whoever that is.
Tion Wayne, Wavy the Creator, Young T. The list goes on, basically.
And that's a UK show. I'm telling you, you can do that show in England, blood. That's not even that. Half of the man are from the UK.
all the people that
But are the vibes the same, though?
It's free, but the same money.
Sorry, say that again, Hugh?
The people that don't get their tickets refunded, can't they just go to next year's for free?
Yeah, so I think what they're doing is okay. I might as well read out the policy here because the way it sounds like the ticket is being carried on to next year.
Next year. But why is everybody crying for the refunds now then? They can't make it next year or something?
Because, whatever, man. Alright, so it says here, along with many other countries, the Portuguese government has passed many emergency laws to protect the survival of the industries that make up its economy while still protecting the rights of the consumer. These laws and measures have been put in place in the interest of protecting the many thousands of people who rely on and enjoy live events, including but not limited to the fans, venues, festivals, stage builders, technical and production teams, suppliers, bar staff, security, artists, hotels, restaurants, and in general, the thousands of people involved in the industry. We are following this government directive and postponing Afro Nation to the new date of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July 2021. To that, this is underlined, well, the person who posted it underlined this. To that end, we will not be issuing refunds for Afro Nation 2020. Please visit our website to find out more about the Portuguese government's laws on cultural events. That's it. Done.
Interesting. I still think it's just an English show that can be done in England, to be honest.
Alright, so to conclude, Firahs is a hater.
Nah, I mean, come on, you're paying to see T on Wayne, Notes, Young T. Like, what the fuck is this? Supposed to be festival, yeah. That's not even Afrobeat music. Who in the hell is paying for non-African music? Like, come on, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is how irrelevant. I'm African. I love African music, but this just shows you how irrelevant the event is. That they're not even getting African artists; they're getting grime dons and a couple Afro swing people on the African celebrating musical scene. What the fuck's that about? Go find a don from Ghana or something. Like, there's so many good African artists that aren't even getting the look in just because they aren't a big name. So they've added, bloody hell, Tory Lanez? Oh, come on, that's a disrespect to the African culture already. He's an American. Tell him to stay back there. Like, fucking hell, man. He doesn't even make African music. He makes hip hop. Joe, are you really gonna sit there and co-sign Afro Nation right now on a level? You're African. You're African. Let's be real right now. If somebody went to we're gonna go celebrate African music, where? Portugal? Okay, it's not really Africa, but I love the beach. You then get there, you got 6 artists playing hip hop. You're there like, bro, where's African? Where is Africa? Come on, get out of there. That shit is cancelled anyway.
Saying it like he hasn't done no dancehall tune on that.
Nah, he did a cover to a girl's dancehall song, so you can just call that girl, but she's not on the list. Don't go get Tory Lanez to sing her cover. Fuck off. That's disrespectful, mate.
No, he just sound like he's still a hater though.
What, Notes? Yeah, well, you're gonna be listening to Notes.
I don't even listen to Notes now, so I couldn't name me one of his songs. I don't know him.
When you think of Afrobeats, do you think of French Montana, or or did they say Skepta was there as well, or?
Yeah, Skepta was there, but Skepta does grime music. I don't know why he's there.
Right. Just put black people there as African music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though.
That's what they thinking. They just put black people there.
That's exactly what they're doing though, isn't it? Essentially, they're just putting black people on stage. I mean, to be fair, there might be Africans, and I get that, but you're not celebrating African music by having hip-hop artists there. What they should say is, let's celebrate black people and have a great event for black people. And I've been like, makes sense. But to use the word Africa to basically essentially say we're going to have traditional African music with some new African music as well, because obviously not every African artist in 2020 has that sound of traditional African music. We've all heard it. We've all heard our parents banging these mad traditional Nigerian, Ghanaian, whatever song. We don't even understand half of the words coming out of their mouth, but our parents love it. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And then obviously you got the Whiz Kids of today who does Afrobeat, Eddie Kenzo, like you mentioned, Afrobeat. I mean, the perfect name, Afrobeat. We all know what his music is going to be. But then I don't understand how does Tory Lanez fall into the word let's celebrate African music, or Skepta, or yeah, you can be black and you can be from Nigeria or wherever, bro. I don't know. What the hell, Joe? What did you just do?
I didn't do anything.
You can't see the screen.
No, me.
I could bear just see Hugh's screen. Like, he just shared his screen, innit?
Yeah.
That was so random.
I don't know who that guy was. I'm just trying to remember who he is.
Who? Skepta, yeah, Google him, innit? Google him, yeah, Google him.
No, I know who Skepta is, but Tory Lanez, I gotta double check that one.
Yeah, Google that. It's a very good artist. Actually, one of my favorite artists out now. But in terms of Afro Nation, oh hell no! What, I ain't trying to see Tory Lanez.
You couldn't even go to the event anyways.
But Joe, like, on a level, yeah, when you look at that list, does that prove that we as Africans are so are so not really, when we say Afrobeats or African music, does that kind of show that we're just not that into it if they have to get bigger names outside of Africans, Afrobeat artists, to sell tickets? What does that tell you about our culture, that we can't even have a full list of just Afrobeat artists? We're having grimes, hip hop artists, rap artists. in tune with a celebration for black music.
Well, to be fair,
Not even black music.
to be fair, I'm going through it. I haven't seen them repping that they specialize in Afro beats. It just says, obviously, their name is Afro Nation. That's as much Afro as they.
No, it's in the name.
They got this guy from
Afrobeat.
They got this guy from Canada and everything. Well, Canada. Well, you guys have gone.
Yeah, because I'm going through their website now.
No, right? Canada Afrobeats event. Afro Nation is Afrobeats, bro. I love the way Joey's just trying to find another angle to the situation, like it's not Afrobeats.
No, I always like looking at all angles, innit? Like, what the flip? Such a waste, man.
Yeah, but there ain't another angle, man. They're not having.
Do you reckon?
Alright, cool. Just because you're trying to cancel them, yeah, it's
Notting Hill
alright,
might be
innit?
safe.
Like,
No, forget Afrobeats for a bit. What about Notting Hill? Do you think Notting Hill can be saved this year, or do you think it's definitely cancelled?
Yeah. Well, they came out and said it was cancelled.
Well, Notting Hill. Oh well.
So, I don't know how they can really reopen it because they, people that perform and all of that shit, they're gonna have to do rehearsals for their dance routines.
that's true, yeah.
And that. And if they say it's cancelled, that means. If they say it's cancelled, I also say it's cancelled. That means the people that, because obviously if you haven't been to carnival, there's a stage where people perform. If they haven't got an act to perform, they can't do that last minute. If people are already writing off that date. So let's say by July, people go, yo, carnival's back on. It's impossible to put on an event of that magnitude within 4 weeks. They start doing the rehearsals almost last month, mate. Like, I know a girl who does the carnival dancing, and she knows what she's wearing by that March. Jeez. And I actually know because she's actually a girl that she's a friend of my show on Chat and Show, and I was talking to her about it the other day about the carnival thing, and she knew it was cancelled 3-4 weeks ago. Anyways,
all right.
She told me, she told me they ain't even been rehearsing for the past 3-4 weeks. Obviously, social distancing, innit? So she couldn't.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, it's cancelled because they can't perform. You gotta remember, there's almost like about 1 million people, maybe more, that pull up to this event.
Yeah.
They're not gonna just do it last minute and what? If the performance doesn't look good, that's almost ruined. Because that's what carnival is. The girls and the little buses and the van all of Notting Hill. That's essentially what.
Well, I guess that's another year that I miss carnival. This time it's coronavirus.
Yeah, I wonder what
it's like ruining everything. You can't even have a drink. It's cancelled. You can't even step outside. It's cancelled. You can't even. Jesus.
But this is what I think, though. I want to know when the lockdown is over, will we be comfortable to be around each other like how we used to? Because I'm just thinking, if someone
the clubs are going to be full. The clubs are going to be full. The clubs are going to be full.
I don't think I'm going to want to go to a club after this, you know.
Because even now, personally speaking, I've already written off public transport forever. Like.
Yeah,
I don't plan on using public transport ever again. You know what I mean? Like,
well, so you're just gonna drive everywhere?
No, yeah, I'll drive. Drive or walk. I'll walk very long distances, so that'll be fine with me.
Yeah, but like 2 hours if you need to get somewhere.
My line of business, I do everything online, so it's like, I'm not tight on no schedule like that. So
I mean, you do podcasting, but what do you do? Another online business, Joe?
Yeah, I work in advertising. That's what pays my bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
like,
even now, I've been working from home for more than a year now. So
yeah, so you're used to it. But the thing is, when people go back to work, ain't nobody gonna be doing the early morning traffic. After all this, it's joking. Imagine after like 2-3 months chilling at home, they can wake up 1 or 2 hours later than they normally can. Some people they don't even have to do the hours. They just have to do the work. You know that I have to come in, there's a difference between them jobs where you have to be doing stuff 9 to 5, hypothetically, versus you just have to do some tasks throughout the day. The ones where you just have to do some tasks throughout the day, they could wake up at 12, get it done by 4 or 3. They could take the rest of the day off. No one's going back to work the way people were going to work. Imagine people would have to wake up 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. For most people, 6 o'clock, just to get to 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours, either by public transport, trying not to fall asleep on public transport, trying not to deal with delays on public transport or driving.
Then again, it comes down to the employer as well. I mean, you have some employers that are, I would say, what's the best word to describe them? They are not the most efficient, and they'll like require you to be in the office to do very menial tasks.
I actually think after seeing the success of a lot of people working from home, I know BT, all of their phone lines, everybody's just chilling at home. They got given a laptop, a phone. They do all their calls and stuff from home. I actually believe companies who have successfully been able to not need to use the office space might just keep this shit at home. It saves them.
Hopefully that's the case, because there's a lot of people that do not need to be in the office.
Yeah, guaranteed. A lot of these office jobs don't really need you in the office, and I think the norm, I feel like the norm was you need an office space for all those people to work, telephone calls, all of that. Because that was normal from the early stages. It's just grown like that. But now there's essentially this new wave of, mate, listen, people that work in advertisement like Joe, there's companies that have offices for that. But Joe's been doing that shit for home for years. Not everybody's just going home, give them a laptop and a phone, and then you'll save more money doing that than spending God knows how much especially if your office is in like central London and whatnot. Essentially, this has probably given businesses a new lease of life. You no longer need to spend money on all these crazy offices. The only problem is the landlords of those buildings probably going to start crying, but
it's just the way it goes.
You don't really need to have a lot of office-based works can be done at home. It's as long as people are, because there's some people that just need office, but I'm saying they can, if instead of having 3 floors, maybe 1 floor, and if the people that need to come in to do work can still come in and do work, the people that feel comfortable at home stay at home. You get me?
That sounds too lax, though. I feel like it's going to be all or nothing. It's like, what about like some people can just stay at home, some people can volunteer to spend 2 hours in traffic and then 2 hours back. That's done. No, that's done.
I mean, it's done, but
it's finished.
Yeah, but there's people that really feel like they have to work it.
I'm saying it's done, as in it's finished. No one's going to want to do it anymore.
What, work at home?
No, like...
You mean
travel,
staying in traffic?
Commuting and that.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like this pandemic has showed businesses that they don't really need their employees to come to work anymore. And obviously, if the employees are most likely not going to want to do that, because you got to remember as well that there's definitely going to have to be meetings on what to do next, right? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people on that Zoom conference call going, you know what, guys, I did so well at home. The money has been still very successful since we've been at home. I don't see the reason to come back to the office, so I vote to stay here. There's going to be a lot of people voting for the same thing now. I don't believe business.
Hopefully that is the case.
I mean, I believe now if you're able to work at home, mate, I think you should just stay at home.
Yeah.
I don't even see
And
the
what
point
about
of
all them
unless.
people that they be filing for unemployment? What about them? They just gonna be going to the same thing again. They'll probably have
I
to be
mean,
looking for a different job.
I mean, unemployment rate has gone up, so that's something that you have to bear in mind, I guess, as well. Um,
A lot of people are gonna be broke. A lot of people are gonna be looking for jobs.
well, to be fair, you
Maybe
should be
this
looking
time in
for
the
jobs now. Everybody's doing interviews on Skype or Zoom now, and the start date is for if and when they find out when the pandemic is over. Like I mean, I got I can if I wanted to work as a teaching assistant, I can start. I already know I got a job when it's over. If I really wanted to take the job, not saying I'm going to take the job, but if I wanted to take the job because I worked in school before, I've had conversations with people already, and they're just telling me, look, all you got to do is say yes, and when everything's back on, you have a job. Everybody needs to stop being lazy and stop living in this pandemic and forgetting that they still got to find a job. Go look for a job. It's as simple as that, really. If you want to rely
a
on job
business.
seekers allowance, yeah, but if you're a business as well, it's probably the worst time right now, but it's also the best time to plan. If you're
Oh,
doing a
that's
business,
facts.
set everything up and have it ready to go when the pandemic is over. If you can't do a simple thing of getting a business done when you have all this free time, most 9 to 5 people they cry, oh, I don't have time to do my business. You find all the time in the world, mate. You ain't even been
Facts.
working, most of you. Set it all up, get it ready. It's simple. Obviously, it's easy to be like, what if and what if. Yeah, but if you're too busy thinking of the negative and not thinking of the positive, then how are you going to move forward? You get me? The
No, I
negative
mean like
shouldn't be outweighing the positive.
online business, online business. That way you don't have to deal with corporation tax. That way you don't have to deal with the same wahala. Everything's just online. You don't have to deal with leases or mortgages or rent. It's all online.
Yeah, but it's also what online business as well, though, because some of these online businesses don't seem to be working. I mean, you hear about um, things like ACN or whatever that, or all of them type businesses that are claimed to be pyramid schemes, whether they are or not, for you to figure it out. But you get businesses like that where people spend a lot of money and aren't really making anything back. And then it's also based on who you can bring in. And if that's a thing, I mean, those type of online businesses are very, I wouldn't say are very guaranteed checks on a sense. If you can get into things like advertising or marketing, I don't know if that's classed as online, but you can do online marketing in terms of social media promo, YouTube, etc., etc. You can get into those type
Web
of businesses.
design, graphic design,
Yeah,
product
yeah, yeah, those
design.
No,
things.
but I
Yeah.
promise you, here are the five, here are the 3 to 5 different, different sort of companies that are going to be very big in the next 10 years.
Yeah,
One,
no.
any, if you're about that drop shipping life, I see people do drop shipping affiliates. They're going to be making more money because
Of
everybody's going
course.
to be
Yeah, drop
online.
shipping is big. Drop
Everybody's
shipping is big, yeah.
everybody's going to be thinking, you know what? Well, everyone's going to just order everything online. Nobody's going to waste time putting masks on, putting gloves on. They're just going to stay at home and order everything online. They don't have to leave nowhere. And then they can make money. They can make money at home. They can work at home. Why not buy their products and services at home? So people are going to be drop shippers are going to make more money. Who else is going to make more money? Anything to do with health. If that can be done online, that can be making more money. Health
What do you mean
products.
by health though? Like what can you do?
I
What
don't
can you
I
do
won't go. I
online
don't
that's to
know
do with health?
specifically, but like because obviously people are going to take health a lot more seriously. So if there's any way to monetize that and put that online, you can make more money. But I'm not an expert in that.
Have you heard
Thirdly,
of
I think you mentioned.
airborne?
Hmm?
Have you heard of airborne?
Which one? Airborne. Oh, I think that's some company. I think I heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like some health
Yeah, yeah. I don't
company.
mean.
Because
I
they
mean,
have
I
that.
heard of that. I heard of that. But basically, you touched upon like some of these some multi-level marketing programs. I
Yeah, yeah,
honestly
yeah.
think
ACN and
that's gonna be objectively speaking, that's gonna be the one of the biggest industries that's coming about in the
oh,
next
so
10
you're
years.
so you're so are you into like the ACN formats and all of that?
No, I'm saying that objectively speaking, those things are going to be very popular. Because think about it, they're all talking about online business, are they
Yeah,
not? They're all talking about
yeah,
marketing
but they're
online.
not. Yeah, but they're not based online though. They're based on the amount of people you bring in. Most people don't actually make money from the online sector of that business model. The model of that business is to essentially bring people in. You pay a fee, and then people make money through everybody who pays the fee who joins, right? So you get
But
put under somebody.
I've had a bunch of people, you know, talk about these different schemes for years. And not schemes,
Yeah,
these companies.
fair.
Basically, like, look, black men, yeah, South
Yeah,
London, yeah. Somebody
yeah,
call us up about money. Do you look at other ways and make it? Yes. Where's the money? What? None of this. None of this. Demographic majority thing where people be like, I need to do some research. Nah. What is it? What is? I want to see if I can make money because as you know, like the black people, the ethnic minorities, the cultural people, the reason they ain't voting is because we're too busy trying to make paper for our families because it's
facts. Yeah,
harder.
yeah,
Sometimes there's less opportunities. You can't just walk up to a bank and be like, yo, give me 50K. They ain't gonna be okay. Well, look at you. They look at you and they already think, his credit history is.
yeah,
They'll be prejudging. So you have to look at other ways of making money. So I'm not gonna say what I do or what I don't do, but what I'm gonna say, if since this is being recorded, I'm just gonna be as objective as possible. No
yeah,
matter what we do as free people, more people are gonna go into those type of companies for three reasons. One, because there are people that have been working their asses off in jobs for months, if not years, for months, if not years, on traditional jobs like I used to do. Um,
yeah,
and they don't make a lot of money. And then some of them people, they be making more money in government checks than they ever did working their butts off for money. So now they have to
yeah,
double check. They thinking, should I be on government aid all my life? Or should I try and find some sort of purpose where I can make more money than that? Because if they're realizing they made more money in government aid than they were when they were working 40 to 60 to 80 hours a week, of course people are going to get a
yeah,
bit peed off. Secondly, you got to
yeah.
think about the fact that no matter what you or I or anybody think of MLM, doesn't matter. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their only source of income.
MLM, yeah,
So
that's the marketing
people
shit,
are
isn't it?
losing the only source of income. So people are going to have no choice but to look at other opportunities. And as long as those companies are
I'm
legitimate
sorry,
and
fair
people
looking at his
can make
phone.
money from them, then it doesn't matter what people choose. You know what I
Yeah,
believe in. What I believe in is that you
yeah,
know MLM industry, as long as the company
yeah.
that you're in is legit, um, it's gonna work out for you if you put the work in. And also, I do want, since I'm on here being recorded, and like I
Sorry, baby,
promise you, in
keeping
the
that
next one to
same
two
energy
years,
about pyramid schemes, man. Silent.
yeah.
No, go ahead, yeah.
But I don't believe in pyramids because pyramids are illegal. Anything where you make
But
money
they are
from
pyramid schemes. You don't think they're pyramid? They are kind of pyramids, though, aren't they? Because they have the
no,
same
but there's
formula
there
as
are
Vima. They give you a
there's
product.
differences. There's
No, no, but
differences basically. Let
yeah,
me explain. Let me explain so that I
yeah,
understand what you're saying. But let me explain. If
yeah, yeah.
if a company, if you join a company and the only way that you make money is recruiting people,
Mm,
then that's not legitimate because there's no product, there's no service. You getting played. But
mm,
if it's an organization in which you're, from what I've seen, if you're building a team and you're getting customers, and you're getting customers and you make money from customers, not people, customers,
yeah,
then that's just
yeah.
like any other business.
So why is it
Be
that?
recruiting,
Why is it that
KFC be
mostly the case
recruiting,
is you make more
McDonald's
from
be
recruitment
recruiting.
than actual sales?
No, but okay, I can't speak for every single multi-level company. I
Of course,
can't.
yeah.
But from the ones that I've heard of,
Mm.
you can't be making no money from recruitment. Let's say you make,
But they all do,
because obviously you got,
as far as I'm aware.
no,
All
no,
of
no, no, no. Let
Yeah,
me
you
explain. Let me
do
explain.
because you have to
If
buy
you
the
recruit,
products.
no, but like if you recruit people, yeah, and
Mhm.
Yeah,
nobody's getting customers, you're not making no money. It's not about recruiting. It's about, from what I've, because people like Robert Kiyosaki, they basically tell you that network marketing is one of the things that you could be doing to make generational wealth. And Rich Dad Poor Dad, yeah. all
Yeah.
them
I have to
books.
book at home, yeah.
He's a big espouser in this thing. So
Yeah.
from what I've been reading, from what he's saying,
Mm.
basically, it's just building a distribution, building a network of people that go out and get customers. That's basically every business, like almost every type of organization that is for profit. Starbucks, do they have one Starbucks or do they have tens of thousands? Do they have one McDonald's or do they have tens of thousands? They do one thing and then they duplicate it, innit? They franchise.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
that concept. It's that concept. Like me, like what? I'm the son of a lawyer and that. I ain't gonna be doing no dodgy things. But I promise you, in the next 5 to 10 years, multi-level marketing, network marketing, whatever you call it, the legitimate ones, them companies are gonna skyrocket because it's all about helping people make money. From what I've read and from what I've seen, you make no money, zero in recruiting anybody. You could recruit 100 people.
Which company does that?
Hypothetically,
Yeah, which
don't mind
company allows
disclosing.
you to? Yeah, but who lets you recruit? Yeah, but who lets you recruit without having to pay a check? Because from my understanding, you recruit someone and then they have to purchase the product. That's collecting a check from somebody joining. You're not getting paid to join. You're joining and then told to pay this amount to be able to be a part of their community, which is the product they're trying to sell. I.e., the hierarchies are just getting a check from you joining in, and then somebody else gets a little bit of money from them getting you on to the team.
Okay.
It's not like you're paying to join, you're paying for the product. Because I got told, well, I've joined ACN. I paid, I think it was like £260 to join. I paid for the products. They gave me the telephones, all of that shit. I wasn't really fucking with the business. Within a week, I was gone. I was told to join Vima. Vima I didn't join. A lot of my friends, I don't know if you remember Vima actually, because a lot of the Rutledge kids were doing Vima when I was in college. This is like 20. Yeah, when they had the energy drink.
I've heard of Vima. Apparently that one closed down, but I never did that one.
They closed down. Theirs was the same formula. You go have a meeting wherever they kind of sell you this brilliant dream. I'm not gonna lie, the people that speak are really good at what they're doing. They're very good at. Well, because at the end of the day, obviously, if you sell a product, you're just a good salesman. You got to be a good salesman anyway, regardless of any business, whether it's good or bad. You got to give credit to the salesman, because if you can give a good pitch, then you're doing something correct.
Anyway, the thing is, I used to do door to door. And it was like a thing where you'd be building a team of people that be knocking on doors.
What was the name of the agency that you were with? Because I know about that whole circle too.
Precision.
I did door to door as well, man. They used to lie to you about how much money.
Precision Direct. They'd be one of them companies.
Were they based in Angel by any chance?
No.
See, I know the whole thing, man. Come on, man. You can't fool me, bro. Come on, man. There's like 50 companies in that same address.
I lie. I lie. You go into it, yeah. This is bare floors.
I caught you out.
You know what? Yeah? They'll have you believing that
That's another one.
They have you believe that you're gonna make.
And I'm pretty sure you've come across Boyd Parker too.
Boyd Parker, I ain't heard of
Big Tool. I think he's Australian white guy. He used to be a bodybuilder. He's like the regional manager or whatever. I
hadn't heard of him, but basically, there's a lot of these small firms around London. Yeah. One is in Angel, one is in Waterloo. Mm-hmm. You know how bad people be struggling, especially students. They be struggling to find jobs. They finish their degrees. Yep. They be doing the jobs. And then they be doing the jobs. And then what else they be doing? They be trying to go onto like Gumtree, all that, trying to find jobs. They be applying. You know how it is to be applying to like 50 plus jobs and nobody give you nothing. My name is, you can see my name. My name's Hugh F. Boomwan. They see my degrees. They see my work experience. They be like, Hugh F. What, throw it away, move on. It's always hard. So I got a couple of interviews, and then basically it turned out you either have to pitch something, you have to either like get people to subscribe to like donations on the street, or you have to be door knocking to sell people packages.
Bills, yeah.
Like for food or whatever, some stuff.
Dead, fam.
Yeah, but those
Eden.
things are legitimate. The only thing is they don't necessarily tell you what you be doing, but until you get to the interview.
Yeah, they keep that. They give you some extravagant name as well. They'll be like digital marketing, da 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 da. And you get there, yeah, and you're like, yep, so we're gonna send you to Brixton, and you just gotta try and get people to sign up.
Yeah, the whole train journey to my destination, they're like, yeah, we've got to be meeting our clients. I was like, oh, this is lit. At least I get some experience.
No, but the thing is, that's exactly the thing. That's exactly the thing. A lot of people, especially people that grew up, let's be honest, not just black people, brown people, even white people that didn't grow up with too much money. They don't have too much connections. They get the degrees, and after being told their whole lives, get you a degree, you go be fine, you gonna get that nice job, you be busting your balls. 40 people fighting for the tiniest, lamest job, even if it's office job, 40 people fighting for it because there's too many graduates, not enough jobs that they'll give to people with no experience, but just a piece of paper called a degree. So yeah, I've looked into the ones where, you know, I tried door knocking. Oh my God, I tried door knocking, trying to sell. Do you know what I was trying to sell to people? I was trying to sell HelloFresh. And like a few years ago, there was this blizzard. There was like really lots of snow. It was like the worst one, like February, like 2018. I'm out here door knocking. People keep telling me no. And I'm out here wearing a suit covered by a coat. And then on top of the coat, I got like a HelloFresh apron on, trying to sell. And then I'm freezing my butt off because the gloves that I have don't work, so I have to remove them. And I'm freezing, and I'm thinking, I can't do this. I lasted 2 weeks. I couldn't do it no more. But yeah, the thing is, you talk about some of these multi-level companies.
Yep.
These other things where you have to provide a product or a service. You can say what you want, but I promise you, all them people are going to they're going to find new ways of making money, legitimate ways. I don't espouse anything that's not legitimate because my face is everywhere. You know, everyone's face is everywhere. So I'm not going to talk shit about something that doesn't work. But if we're going to talk about MLM, the one thing I want to clear straight is, from what I've seen, you don't make any money from recruitment. I've seen people recruit people, you know, people that I used to know, etc., but basically you can't make any money from recruiting, because that's the thing. If you make money from recruiting but not from customers, then it's not legitimate. That's why a lot of people quit these companies, because they quit these companies because they don't make a lot of money. Because it doesn't matter how many people you would hypothetically sign up, you can't make money. But you can only make money from getting customers.
But you're talking about the companies that physically go out and, you know, door-to-door selling and all that. That's a lot different to, I think, what me and Joe was talking about in terms of network marketing, or, you know, because we're talking about
network marketing,
businesses.
even network marketing, like
But your marketing was more based on, you know, HelloFresh, or trying to get people to sign up for a charity or wherever it is when you go to the door. You ever think, that's a lot different to like an ACN, an Airborne, a Vima. Those type of companies are surely, I think one is called MLN, the marketing one. Hey Joe, what's that marketing one called? Yo, Joe, man, this guy's playing his phone. What's that marketing one called? Was it MLM?
MLM, yeah, multi-level marketing. What about it?
That's the one that we looked at last time, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a type of. Yeah, MLM network marketing is the same thing, it's just a different name.
No, so not MLM. I'm thinking of that trading one.
Oh, ILM.
Was it ILM?
ILM trading, yeah.
Yeah.
No, ILM Academy. ILM. Is it
I've heard
ILM
of
or
that one as
IML?
well.
Yeah, because I know.
IM.
Yeah.
I am.
But I know a few people that tried that one, the crypto one, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crypto and forex.
but they're stupid
Yeah.
though, because what it is you sign up for it, and then
Mm,
obviously you pay for a package that they give you, which is like 200
mm,
whatever, £50, and then they teach you how to trade, but then
mm.
you don't earn all the money from that trade because of your pyramid tree, or the tree cycle of how it works.
Look, I don't know much. I don't know much about the company. Obviously, being a black man from South London, people have approached me to join it one time or another. I'm not going to
Yeah.
talk on behalf of the IML, whatever the hell it's called. I good luck to those people. I hope they make money, but I'm not a part of that. But if you're talking about network marketing, I have seen that, like I've seen it written about, I've heard about it, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Like think about it. Like you've got companies like Amway that have been doing it for years and they're still, making lots of money.
Yeah, ACN's been doing it for years. They're still making lots of money.
Hmm. Lots of these companies are going to become even more popular because look at it, like we're three black dudes on this podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about ways of making money, and we're talking about all these festivals that were cancelled. We're talking about all these jobs, all
Yep.
these people that lose jobs, all the times where black people get like prejudged, and then this might include jobs, so black people might not get jobs for certain things. We have to find non-traditional ways that are legitimate ways of making money. If we don't, then it's going to be very difficult because we're all trying to think of this old time thinking, and then we're
But in the
trying to think
grand
of
scheme
this.
of things, a 9 to 5 is fairly new. If we're talking about work history and mankind, it's quite new.
Yeah, that's only like a few hundred years old. I was like, I'm trying to pick up all this stuff because I just started laughing. I just fell to the floor when you lot were talking about the angel one. Because yeah, obviously lots of people are gonna try.
Yeah,
Lots
yeah,
of
that guy
people are
did
gonna.
drop.
That one I
Because
was
I
done.
sniffed it out, man. I sniffed it out, you know.
No, but like I joined another one, but I did go all the way to Islington to find out about the angel one as well.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they try and talk about how it's digital marketing, 25K, 50K,
Yeah.
OTE, and ain't nobody gonna be looking at OTE
Yeah, I sent the
because
timesheet
OTE
time
means
ago.
commission.
Mm.
But basically, people are gonna be doing that. They're either gonna be doing network marketing or
Yeah.
door to door, whatever. But yeah,
No, I hear you. I hear you. I definitely think it's an interesting topic. I actually think it's a topic that we should definitely revisit.
Of course, of
I do have
course.
a few people that are in those type of businesses. I think it'll be good to get Huey involved as well because you seem very knowledgeable on it. I think it'd be an interesting topic because I've got people that have been in, quote unquote pyramid schemes, if you want to call it that. People that are, I believe, seem to be fairly successful in this network marketing as well. Not everybody's failing. I think that the only issue I've ever had with it is that they sell you a dream like it's guaranteed success, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, do this and you'll make this in like 2 weeks. Then do this and you'll make this in like 4 weeks." And bro, I fell into that trap because I ended up joining a company that I genuinely believe was gonna make me like 10 grand a month in like 2, 3 weeks. Two, three
Jeez.
weeks
no,
come
but
up.
that's
I didn't even
because
make a penny. All I
objectively
did was
speaking,
spend
objectively
money.
speaking,
Yeah.
objectively speaking, that's the difference between company policy versus individual morals. Because a company, if any company, if it's money,
Oh, did you cut
the
out?
legality is you're not necessarily going to make money if you don't provide, if you don't
Wait, hold on. What's going on here?
if you're supposed to provide something, then you make money. But if you don't do it,
What's up?
what am I saying?
Try speak again.
No one can guarantee.
He's still speaking, so.
Oh, you can't.
Mad.
Joe, can you hear him now?
No, I can't hear it. No. Try again. Try again.
All right, yeah. Okay, long story
Yeah, I can
short,
hear
I
you.
don't know what your experience was, but yeah, I mean, no one should be out here guaranteeing anything in life. Like you have to work
Yeah.
hard for anything. Like, but maybe I don't know. I am curious to know more about what you were going to do. I actually have to jump on another meeting, but you know, I guess I have like a minute or two.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. No, I guess just to finish up so that you can go. Sidra's gonna join us next as well. But so we'll do that when Calibre Sidra comes. But yeah, just to close, I would say with a lot of these schemes is I feel like they go for people with no business accolades. I don't want to sound disrespectful again when I say that, but a lot of these people believe that they're going to believe in the dream of success rather than the product they're selling or the business they're with. They believe in the dream they were sold. And I think that's why I always have like a hatred towards those type of things. I have a girl right now who's part of a business and all she talks to me about the money she's going to be making, not the money she hasn't made yet and how much she's spent. She's just she just really believes she's going to be rich.
Which company? Which company?
Well, she's part of ACN.
Okay.
She's made.
So you know.
She's
Okay,
basically.
so you know people that do that company then that do ACN.
Yeah, I know people that do pretty much all the businesses. You think about ACN, Airborne, the ILM trading, all of them. I can name you.
Okay.
I get asked
Jesus.
left, right, and center to join these businesses. Left, right, listen.
And then you always say no.
Well, I said yes to ACN. I said no to Vima. Airborne, I was more interested in the product than actually joining them because obviously I'm on my fitness journey as well. And one of the girls that I know on the Airborne thing, she lost 1.5 stones. But when I was talking to her, she was telling me, oh, it's £250 to join this business. Even she, I can tell, doesn't understand business because she sells the dream that she was sold when she joined. She's not really giving me much about the product and what it's about. She just keeps saying, listen, if you just bring two, 3 people in, we're going to make money. You can make up to £100 a month if you bring 2 people with you. And I just sit there and go, yeah, so what's the point of your products then? And then she starts going, well, the products, I use them to just get fit, really. And I'm just there like, oh, so how do you sell products? By bringing people in? I'm just there like, wow. Like, really? You're not even selling it to me. You're selling a product that you don't care about because all you care about is bringing people in to pay in this joining fee of the product. You're not even selling them the product. You're selling them a dream and then telling them you have to purchase this product. Why don't I just buy the product from the website and not come to you? It's cheaper. I can just buy the individual product rather than buying a whole package for like 250 when all I want is just a shake, which is like 30 quid. Do you know what I mean? But they don't even sell you the website. They don't even tell you to go and, all she cares about is you signing up and then buying a product so that she can get a check per month, which I find ridiculous. I don't even understand how people think that's business.
If you're comparing one company to another, that's like apples and oranges.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
So it's like, I'm curious. I mean, this is still being recorded. Why not? But like, you say that you joined one of these companies. What happened then? What happened with that? What was your experience?
Well, with the girl, well, I haven't fully spoken to her since she offered me to join. We spoke here and there, and then I tell them I wanted to do like a podcast topic, which she said she was down to do it anyways, but it's just figured out a date. But I don't know. I don't even know if she's making money. I know she's brought in like 2-3 people, which should mean she's making 100 a month, I believe. But I haven't asked her if she is yet. But I'll definitely ask her anyways for when we come back and do this again. But I don't know. Like I just don't. I don't get it. I feel like she joined because she needed motivation to lose weight, and that's what Airborne sells you. You know, we got products that helps you lose weight, and there's majority women that's part of this company alone, and I feel like they're just going to vulnerable girls that don't that don't love themselves, and then getting them to purchase products, thinking they're gonna lose weight if they have these products. When all they need to do essentially is go to the gym, eat a bit better. You don't need to have fucking shakes and stuff from a particular company to lose weight. That's all they're selling them, a false health dream of making money and being healthy, but that's not essentially what they're doing. They're just
I
essentially, I don't know. It's a
I
bit
know a
weird.
few people that tried Arbon. One of them left. One of them, I don't speak to her that often. So I know them.
Yeah.
Can you hear him?
Had a bad
Yeah.
experience. That the entire industry is bad, or even the companies are bad. It just means maybe had a bad experience.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say they're bad. I wouldn't say they're bad. I just think the only thing that makes these businesses so bad is the dream they sell. And, you know, when you guarantee people success and people take your word for it, it's never going to give you a good name. And it's almost like, and, you know, the funny thing is as well, when you kind of go to somebody, oh, bro, your business is fake, the way they react is almost like you madly did, like they get hella aggressive about these sort of companies. You can even see it in the way people react. And it's like, hey, like, I haven't even seen you 6 months. We're still bus together. I'm still borrowing you £10 note when you can't afford anything.
What I think is that
know.
with that reaction, is almost like that statement in itself is an attack on their intellect. As if, like, you've just told them, oh, you've just made a mistake joining so and so. And because maybe in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, maybe I did get got. But, you know, normal human reaction is once you've invested so much into something, you're not really prepared to decide all of a sudden, oh, maybe I have been wasting time or resources in a specific thing. Same goes with relationships too. You know, it's the same sort of. I'm pretty sure you've spoken to female friends and they've told you how, or not even them telling you. You've probably told them, or you've heard them talking about friends that have told them, oh, this person might not be exactly good for you or whatever the case is, and they may bring like legit reasons, and then they get all defensive and start saying, oh, but you don't know about whatever, so and so and so and so.
Yeah.
You know, in the back of their head, they're thinking, ah, you kind of right, but I ain't gonna say it because I've invested so much time into it, whatever it is. That's what I got.
Yeah. I mean, I had a friend who joined. Shout out to Carrie's Hall, bruh. When I bumped into him.
Oh, we're doing full names now. Okay.
Oh, Carrie's gonna. I'll tell you all the man that did this thing. Carrie's Hall, the Fabio Show, Daddy. Oh, you telling me one of these dogs didn't want to be my brethren no more when I didn't want to join her. He was close to me. You think maybe them man are rich? These men are all still living at their mamas. 9 to 5. 9 to 5, boy. One of my dogs works at a carpet store, bro. Oh. Yo, I remember.
How many years in are they?
I know one dog that did. Karras, he did ACN for about 3 years and he didn't get anything.
Oh.
He did the same thing Jericho did. Went to all of these trips in Spain.
That they have to pay for themselves.
That they have to pay for themselves, bruh. Ludicrous,
Nah.
brethren. Ludicrous, brethren. And like,
Mad.
no peace was made. I think this nigga just left her. No peace was
Yeah.
made. And that, oh man, it's emotional, man. Emotional. Hold on, let me see what said. She just texted me.
Anyways, man. Anyway, to conclude this extra long podcast episode, the summer 2020 is cancelled. That's probably going to be the title of the episode, and just be careful what you put your money into, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Don't get finesse, man. There's a lot of F-man walking around, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was a shout out to Huey for being here earlier. He just left, so there's no. If you want to find out his socials, I don't know. I don't even have his socials. Anyways, Facebook.
Alright, you know what?
Yeah, but shout out to Hugh anyway, big man in the streets.
Jeez.
But yeah, I guess to conclude, yeah, like the Joe said, watch where you spend your money. Research the businesses if you're trying to bring on this network thing. I totally disagree with you on this. Network marketing is going to be the big thing. I mean, if people are making money, then yeah, but too many people leave without making money. So if it's going to be the big thing, I don't know if it's going to be the big thing. Yes, I will agree that more people will give it a go. If that's,
I don't think so, because obviously a lot of them have joining fees. Man them out here with no money, bruv. So it's like,
yeah, I even forgot about that. You got to look at the finances. Can they even afford it? You know,
that's what I'm saying. So
that's an interesting
whatever, man.
thing.
Anyways, man, I'm gonna use this time to take a toilet break. So yeah, man, it's quite an ending to an episode right there. I'll stop.
Yeah, stop.